Hi! How's everyone's day going and night, if it's nighttime for you as well? Ooh. Ooh. Is it nighttime for anyone as well at the same time as me? How's everyone's day today? I tell you, I don't know if it was on Discord, but I did a thing all day. How's everyone going? George, you got the first start. Welcome on in. Welcome Kyle. Welcome Jones. Welcome Bites. Welcome Fernie. Welcome Erday. Welcome Gigi. Thank you so much for the follow. Squeeb. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. How was everyone's day? Dragon, hi! Hi, Guy. Welcome. Hi, Ty. Sam. Hi, Angel. I look fresh. Yes, I feel fresh. I literally kind of just had a shower, just got ready, made some gnocchi, and I'm ready to eat it, but it's very hot. Your day was very boring. What'd you get up to? Music louder than normal? Is it? I don't think so. I can turn it down a little bit. Hey Voshi, how are you? 3:41 a.m. Did nothing? That's fair. I have gnocchi right now. I think that's better. Okay. That's good then. Yes, I do. Do you want to see it? It's really yummy. It's very hot though. What is it? It's gnocchi. It's gnocchi in red sauce, and I put olives in it as well, and there's some olive oil too. Hi everyone, how are you? So I'm gonna eat because I haven't eaten yet. Best form of potato was mashed potato. You really think so? Mashed potato. I use the G in it to make it to sound daft when I say it, like gnocchi. Do you say gnocchi? Potato bake. Potato bake is good. That is true. Making me hungry. Hey Josh. French fries with ketchup? I actually like soggy fries. Do you know after you after you're swimming and you go to like, what's it called? You go, looks like I got a fucking shit on my head. Oh well, I'm gonna rock the shit on my head. You know, and then you go to like the canteen and you go and get yeah, fries, but you kind of have soggy wet hands from being in the pool. Yeah, that's delicious. And there's ketchup all over your fingies, or tomato sauce, that's what we call it. Hey Giving, how are you? Canteen, so fancy. That's what we call it. I really don't want to get gnocchi sauce on my mic. That's fucking yum. Truly crispy fries? No, I actually, that's the great thing about Kyle and I's relationship is whenever we get fries, he eats all the crispy ones and I get all the soggy ones. So we're both always happy. You know what? I don't like my hair like this. Why is it? It looks fucking weird. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm stressing. What did I do today? I played Wizard all day today. Do you remember? Last Saturday? Or Saturday? I played Wizard? Yeah. So I did that all day today. Chris cut fries? I don't think I've had those before, Fernie. What's the plan today? We're gonna play Far Cry 5. We're gonna play some more Far Cry 5. Actually, I do need to clip this back because otherwise it's gonna go straight into my gnocchi and we just don't want that. Why is it so tight? Look, just don't stress. My hair looks fine. Oh, that's better. That'll do. For the time being, at least. While I eat. Very nice. Yeah, I'm wearing all my florals. Do you like them? So I don't know if this one's meant to be off the shoulder or on the shoulder. I don't know. Hey, Big Bear. It's really not my birthday. Off? You reckon off the shoulder? Both? So I should do one off and one on, like this. Hey, just welcome on in. It's really yummy, actually. It's really good. Hey, Jay, first. Of course you are. This is actually really good. Oh, what am I drinking tonight? Am I drinking? Are you ready? Conk or Smite? Right? Wait, what did I call it? Right? I called it... No. Yeah, right. I completely forgot what I was talking. Smite? Alias, thank you so much for the follow. Call it spit? No, because then I'll be like, I'm drinking spit, and that's kind of a little bit too far, Jay. Like, I don't usually do that. You know what? I don't do that at all, actually. Fun fact. Mukbang? I suppose. The same poll today as yesterday. I'm not polling it. You're drinking Amato sauce? That is true. That is very true. Yes, they're both the same, Josh. They're both the same. Water. She's drinking water. I actually do. I have 2 glasses, one full of the H2Os and the other one's got something bubbly in it. Oh, thanks for the hydrate. Hey, Just, how are you? Drink what? I mean, I am, Niklaus. I'm drinking water and I'm drinking whatever is in my other glass. One thing for sure, she's hydrated. I really wasn't today though. I didn't drink any water. I'm really bad. I should drink more water. I'm eating gnocchi. See? I'm eating gnocchi with olives in tomato pasta sauce with some olive oil. And I seasoned it with pepper, salt, garlic, and onion powder. It looks bomb. It's delicious. Absolutely yummy. I added 10 olives. No, I added 9 olives. I counted them. Onion powder is so good. I'm not even kidding. You should have made that a cooking YouTube video. I was rushing. I was like, I started at like 9:49 and Kyle goes, it'll take 10 minutes. And I'm like, all right, fine. Turns out it took 15. Hey, Goblin. Can I have some? No, I can't. There's no way for me to give it to you. thanks for the follow. You don't like the texture onion powder gives? Wait, it gives a texture? It does? True, 15 is quick. Oh, the bao bun recipe? Oh yeah. Like, we could literally watch it. Do you want to watch the bao bun thingy? We can watch it. Oh, you threw it on your noodles once. Or it was garlic powder and it had a crunchy sort of texture. Oh, crunchy. Does garlic and onion powder taste about as good as the fresh counterparts or significantly worse? Garlic? I think garlic powder is not as potent, but garlic in a jar is. Hey, Max. I don't know about onion though. I think onion, like an actual onion, is more potent in flavor. Maybe it was dry, I don't know. Oh, you want a video of us making the bao buns? You like the blanket? It is very comfortable. Make a cooking channel? I mean, we could totally make the bao buns when I get my studio. I hope you're having a good day as well, Alex. You like onion powder on Pringles? Ooh. See, is it bad that I'm not like a fan of Pringles? Is that like illegal? Like, did I just cancel myself because I said I don't like Pringles? Did I just do that? People leave? No! Bye! No, please come back! I already unfollowed. Shit! That's funny. Would you guys like to watch a video while I eat? Do you want to watch? We can watch some the bao bun video. Do you want to do that? Yeah. Because now it's literally being mentioned now, and I can't stop thinking about it. So I think it has to be done. It doesn't go for that long. You ready? Can you see that? Just while we chat. Why is it so big now? That was weird. Is it too loud? Tell me if it's too loud. Hey Silver, how are you?
Look.
Oh, is it a little loud? How's that?
Look at that. I'm presenting you with this blessing.
True fact. I love this guy already. Oh, he's so good.
Freshly steamed bao buns right in front of your eyes.
Better?
I'll give you pass into your Asian household.
And for your mum.
Sure.
You're doing good? Glad to hear, Silver. I'm doing really well. They look so good. Oh my gosh.
Today we are making bao buns.
Yeah.
Marcus, describe a bao bun.
Soft
Hey Chris, boiled potatoes is
What
good.
you
It
want?
is. It's actually
Chinese
very
buns.
delicious.
Chinese buns.
Yes, my buns.
Fun fact, you're eating 7.5%
Anyway,
protein and
beautiful bao buns, one of my
6.9% fat.
favourite favourite foods ever. You know, when you
There
just
you
see
go.
a bao bun sign,
I get my
especially at, like, a
protein from
vegan
potatoes.
festival, you just know you're in for a treat. Fluffy, light bread stuffed with a variety of fillings. Today I'm going to be making sticky braised jackfruit in the most beautiful
Yum.
dressing. This recipe
Jackfruit is so
one that you're going to do on the
I'm
weekend.
drooling
when you've
already
got some
thinking
time,
about it.
You're just going to enjoy being in the kitchen, okay? You're not going to be making this in the evening. Go and have a look at my simple evening meal recipes if you want something simple. Today we're going all out. We're making something absolutely incredible. And we're going to do this with respect and love and cook with passion.
Can you make some cereal? Go for
So
it,
yes,
Penny.
you can buy bao buns frozen, but often they do contain milk. So I'm going to show you my vegan version, which is just as
sad.
light and fluffy and
It looks so
beautiful.
good. You know what
They
my
take a little
favorite
bit
thing
of
is
time
when you
just to
lift off the lid of the
raise
basket
dough,
and you
just
see
like
it.
any bread recipe.
the steam
and
come
I've
out,
just adapted my bread recipe
And you can
to
smell
make
the
these lovely
freshness.
baos.
Yum.
The first thing you want to do
Oh,
is
that's
get a
so
large
sweet,
mixing bowl
Silver.
and fill it with
Hey,
some
Limes. This
plain
guy's
flour.
great. He has some really
Basically, you
good
wanna use
high-protein
all-purpose
vegan meal
flour
prep
'cause it's
recipes. He's
ground
amazing,
down and
hey.
it's really, really fine.
We got his
Today
cookbook
I'm
for,
actually
like,
using something called dumpling flour, which
Christmases?
is even finer. But all-purpose flour
Well,
or plain
Christmas and
flour
we got all
is
of them. I
perfect.
can't remember,
So what
but
we need to do next is heat up some
How are you
non-dairy
doing,
milk with
Limes?
some water, just to a lukewarm temperature, and that is going to activate the yeast in this bread mix. So next
He's
into
a
my
hungry
bowl with the flour, I'm going to
stone.
be adding some salt, some fine salt, some caster sugar, because that's really going to help the yeast activate, and the dried active yeast.
you know what the
I'm
really
also
funny thing
gonna add some
is me and
baking
Kyle
powder
attempted
too,
this,
which
yeah?
I don't usually add to my
The
bread
filling
mixes
turned out
apart from
perfectly.
when I
The
do,
buns,
like, something really light, and that's what this is. So
They were
for
like this
example, I used
fucking
it
big.
in my cinnamon rolls, didn't I?
they
You
were
love
like,
those,
they
didn't
were
you, Tom?
literally like this big.
Cinnamon rolls.
We did it a little bit wrong.
Maybe I didn't then.
A little bit. It was a little bit
Start
wrong.
again. You sure I didn't use it?
It's on the recipe.
Cyan, thank you for the follow. Christmases. We got all of them in one go. There you go. You're alright. Feeling super lazy today?
I
That's
didn't.
good though. It's important to have lazy days.
Pretend I
It's
didn't do
important
that.
to have
So
lazy
next I'm
days.
adding some baking powder, and that is just going to work together with the yeast to help
Kyle's
add this
big
really
buns.
nice, fluffy consistency.
That
Give that a
scared
good
me. That
mix up,
came
and
out
then
of
we're gonna add
nowhere.
the milk and the water.
I'm eating too
lukewarm
fast.
Mixture. Hey Ollie, how would you describe bao buns?
They're soft, moist, and they feel nice to touch.
Why is there so much sadness in your voice?
Kyle's big buns.
Aw.
Don't tell anyone our secrets.
Don't laugh at man.
I'm not laughing, I'm feeling sad. So what I'm going to do is make a well in this flour. It's not really a well. Why did cooks say that? It ain't a well, it's just a hole in the middle.
That's what a well is.
A well you have to trek down and throw a bucket down. We're just going to make a little crevice, and we're going to get this lovely
Crevice.
warm milk and water mixture in. I think a fork is best to mix this together if you're not using a mixer, and you just want to lightly bring it together. I like spinning the bowl.
And you're waiting
and
for macros?
just fold it in
Nice.
basically. Now different flours absorb liquid
I hope you're
differently,
gonna hash
so you
browns,
may
though.
find that it's
Hash
just
browns are
totally
freaking
too
delicious.
dry, and you may have to add a
It
little
has to be a
bit
form
more
of
liquid.
potato.
And it doesn't have to be warm again, just add a splash or two more of flour or
Dude, I saw
water.
that too. Potato milk.
So you just want to really
Someone posted that in one of the vegan
channel the
groups, and I
love
was like,
into the dough.
yeah, I would so try that
You
though.
make things with love, they always
Like,
turn out better. Once
low
you've brought it
key,
together as a ball of dough, turn it out
I'm
onto
into
the
that.
work surface. And you want
Yeah,
to knead
kinda
it for
curious,
about 5
hey?
to 6 minutes. And that is
Hey,
going to
boo.
work the gluten. And you'll know when it's ready,
Mmm,
when it's not
banana
sort of
milk. That'd be
bitty.
nice.
The only word I'm going to use here. Basically, it needs to be like a smooth dough. So you just want to work the gluten. So just
Oh, yeah,
press
Limes.
it, stretch it, bring it all together.
Love me some banana milk. Limes.
So there's our beautiful dough. done.
Dragon!
You just need to let that rise now for a couple of hours. You want it to double in size. Leave it somewhere warm. And in the
Oh my
meantime,
goodness.
you can make your filling. But I've actually
fucking terrible, you
pre-risen
two.
some dough. I made it last night and just let it
PG
rise
chat.
in the fridge slowly overnight, which is what you could also do. You want to put this into a lightly oiled bowl and cover it over with cling film for it to rise.
I bet
or
the
a
dough
damp
loves
tea
that.
towel. But
Mm.
I'm going to use the
Kneading
dough
it,
that I've
mm.
risen already and make the bao buns right away. So let me show you how to do that. Oh wow, this is rised up beautifully. Look at that. Now this
Rised up. Rised up.
I was gonna say rised up is
rised up?
incorrect.
Risen.
It's like
Rised on a Sunday.
This is risen up beautifully. Look at this. This is my favourite part, wow, of making any bread. It's going to be light and fluffy now. What you need to do is get it out of the bowl and knead it for like 30 seconds. After all, we've put in a lot of air into this now as it's risen. We don't want to knock out too much.
Do you know what I'm drinking?
And then I'm going to portion this up into small balls, around 50
I have all of
grams
those
in
books.
weight. Now, you don't have
Well,
to
actually,
be as pedantic
Kyle
as me,
has
but I
all
like
of
to
those
make
books.
sure each one is perfect in size. So I weigh each
You know what I'm
ball,
drinking?
and then I'm going to show you how to roll them into barrels.
Fern, you are laughing like Sugar from BTS.
you know what?
I
I'm gonna do
accept
60
that,
to
and
70.
I'm actually proud of
That's
that.
perfect. 76.
Not a lot of people could
Not a
probably
bit
say
bigger.
that.
Big. We want big bow ones. We want big bow ones.
A dough is a defo. Wait, what? Wish someone would touch my hand like that. Wish someone would touch my hand at all.
So then I just use my hands just to form it into a nice, neat circular shape, and I'll use
Hey,
the surface
Waller,
as
how
well,
are
just
you?
by rolling it like so. Doesn't have to be perfect after all. We're rolling them
If
out.
only I could touch your
Look
hand
at
over
my
the
lovely
internet, Jay.
balls.
Aw, that's cute. You ready to see?
Now
It is
what
in
I'm gonna
fact
do is
conch.
get my
I'm
rolling
drinking
pin
conch
and
tonight.
roll these out. Now I'm only going to lightly roll them, and I'm going to roll them into a sort of oval shape and then fold them. I like to create a little lip at the end to make sure it's got like a fat opening. That's the only way I would describe it. And then I will fold them, but I make sure that the lip has a slightly thicker end. Can you help me, guys? It is a lip, though. Leaving a thicker bit on the lip end. I can't say that.
It's
without
62
laughing.
whole points.
And then we'll fold
Wait,
it.
what? I was
And
right?
That just helps create a really even lighter, more appealing bow bun to me anyway. So into a nice oval shape, creating this nice lip at the end here, see? Do you know what I mean by the thicker lips at the end? Little nice fat opening.
Received Studley's touch. I thought you liked me.
So the bow are all rolled out beautifully. I'm gonna let them rise again now in these baskets. Now these
I've
bamboo
been a bit
baskets,
chesty
I
for the
really
past
recommend you
couple of
get. I'll
days.
put
I
a
think my
link below this
asthma's
video where
acting
I
up
get
a little
mine
bit.
from.
The pollen
And I've
count
got
must be
these
high
really
at the
handy
moment.
little sort of grease-proof
Hey, Angel,
mats
how are
that go
you?
inside. But you
Is this
would
a
just
vibe?
put
Oh,
these
yeah.
on little
We should do this
squares
more
of
often. You want to
greaseproof
watch
paper
this
if you
shit
don't
more
have these
often?
mats.
We could totally
Alright,
do that.
So
You have asthma?
let's
I
pop these somewhere
do.
warm to rise
Just
for about
breathe
an
better.
hour. And in that time, I'm going to make that
Jay,
filling.
go fuck yourself.
Okay, so for the lovely filling, the first thing I want to do is create this really rich dressing, and I want to cook that
It's like
down.
the air is
And to make it,
personally
I just need to
attacking
get
me
as
all day,
much
every fucking
umami
day,
flavours
okay?
as
I just
can.
can't
And
catch a
without using
freaking...
meat,
I
for
can't
the
catch a
vegan
breath,
version,
okay?
What I would do is use things like shiitake mushrooms, soy sauce. I'm adding some gochujang. I'm adding some hoisin
I broke a
sauce.
nail
The full written
today.
recipe is
Can
on
you
my
tell which
website
one it
and
is?
equivalent. So if you haven't got
It's this one.
gochujang, you can use chili flakes. I'll
See,
show
they're
you
all
the
so
equivalents
long, and
on
then
the
this
website
one's
too.
just a little bit broken.
Before I go
So
anywhere,
I need to fix it.
I always forget to say
I'll do
please
that while
subscribe,
we're
so
watching the
please can you
video.
subscribe to the channel and keep us growing.
Please subscribe to the
because, We don't
channel.
want to stop. We want to keep
I already...
growing,
Wait,
and
have
the
I?
team and
I think I
have got
already
some big
have.
ideas
Oh,
coming soon.
yo,
So,
Gaz,
we're
you
gonna
just popped
add
a sub
about
from
half
me.
a cup of dried shiitake mushrooms into my bowl, and we're going to rehydrate them with some
This
boiling
one,
water.
Wiggle's whole
And
hand.
that liquid now, once you leave them for a little bit to rehydrate, is actually just going to get really intense.
It's that one. I'm
mushroom
pointing at my
flavour, which we're
monitor.
gonna add to this lovely sauce. So into
This
my
is a
saucepan, I'm
vibe,
gonna
you
add
like
Some
it?
soy sauce.
Where's Athena?
Some hoisin sauce, some rice wine vinegar. and
Ah,
some
my
maple
gosh, pardon
syrup.
me. I
So
don't
next to the
know.
saucepan,
I don't
I'm
know if
gonna
she's
add
in
some really
tonight.
finely chopped garlic, onion.
She's probably lurking.
ginger,
She
and
likes to
chilli.
lurk.
And I'm going to use quite a lot of garlic.
Actually looks so good. Oh, you should wait. Did you see the end? I'm not even kidding. You should see like the actual end product. It looks so good. It's not even lurking. Afawina, where are you? Nah, it's alright. She's probably busy. That's okay. No excuse. Ouch, chat. We haven't got to the end yet. True.
I'm also going to
Ooh,
add
chili.
this lovely liquid from these dried mushrooms. What am I doing? Sorry. I'm so backwards today, it's unreal. So let's add this lovely liquid
Is he
from
gonna,
the
like,
mushrooms
use his
to the
fingies?
sauce. And we're going to chop up the mushrooms too and add those.
Half
to the
of it
sauce
went
as
out
well.
of the friggin' saucepan.
I'm also going to add the gochujang.
Whoa, I
a
actually like
cinnamon
his
stick,
pot.
and some sesame
What?
oil.
Wait. Oh. I'm shopping for pots now.
Gochujang, a
So it's
cinnamon
like-
stick, and some sesame oil.
Where's the pot? Look, that's a very nice pot. It's really funny now because now I see stuff and I'm like, hey, that's a nice pot. Oh wow, I like your tea towels in your kitchen. Or like the other day, you know what I googled? Do you know what I googled? Kitchen pantry storage. Kitchen pantry storage. And I was looking at spice racks. I was looking at spice racks. Yeah. You're getting old. I know, Dragon. Big achievements all the way over here.
Place the sauce over.
Did you say, oh, that's a
bubble
lovely
over
wrap?
thicken up.
Fuck's sake.
So I'm going to prepare my jackfruit just like I did.
I actually
in
didn't.
my
I said that's
jackfruit video.
nice,
We
right?
did a whole video on jackfruit. I'll pop it up here. Loads of people, when they share their recipes or when I eat jackfruit out, have prepared their canned jackfruit badly. Sorry to say. You need to squeeze all the water out of it to get it meaty.
This was good. We learnt this.
We are going to be putting it in
You actually need to
a wet
squeeze all
liquid,
the
but that's
water
gonna be
out.
thick.
Otherwise
If
it
does
doesn't
absorb any of
go,
that, it's all
like,
good anyway. We don't want it to be watery, so drain it using a colander and squeeze
And then it actually
and wring the
soaks up
water out
flavour
using
too.
a clean kitchen towel or some cheesecloth or something like that.
See our spices in the
See,
house.
look at all
so
this water.
so far,
Gotta get it all
Far
out.
Eastern Asia Heritage helps.
Squeeze it.
Same with
And that
tofu, which is
sauce
annoying.
Smelling so good.
Yeah, I don't.
You know,
I should. I usually just freeze it.
you look like you're distressed.
I freeze my tofu.
Smells good!
Someone actually said
Just like,
on
no.
the comments that I'm being mean to Ollie.
That's a good idea.
So many snowflakes out
Yeah,
there.
you can
these
take that
days.
idea line.
I'd like to make a report to HR, please. Help me. I'm being
Let's have a
bullied
Harry
in the
Potter
workplace.
marathon. You know what? I totally
See,
would.
now this will be meaty.
See the
break
spice
it
rack with
apart.
spices
The
and
next
herbs
task
already
is
on
place
the
it in a
rack?
non-stick pan over a medium heat. and
Wait,
add a
so
little
it
bit of
comes with the
sesame
rack? You
oil.
don't
We're
need to
actually
buy
gonna
them
saute
separately?
this first, 'cause I wanna sort of
Yeah, thank you for
pan
the
roast
follow.
this with some Chinese fried spice and a touch of flour.
Hi,
and that's
Jester.
gonna just intensify
Oh, that's
the
very
flavour
kind.
of this jackfruit even more. And when it goes into the sauce,
I'm
that little bit
trying
of
my
flour that
hardest
I've
to
added
make
will
this
help thicken it and make the sauce really
look
sticky
even
and
to my
beautiful.
other nails.
I'm also going to add some coconut sugar or brown sugar just for a
Coconut
little
sugar.
extra sweetness.
I think we did brown sugar when we made this. If I come to India, you will marry
Guys,
me.
We are nearly there.
Well, that
I'm
sounds a
getting
bit
very
one-sided,
excited
doesn't
right now.
it?
It's time to introduce.
There was a YouTube
the
video
lovely
about
meaty
this guy
jackfruit
testing the
to
tofu
the
draining
saucy, beautiful
message.
glaze over here. That's
Wow,
slightly
method
reduced, but once
to
we
see
add
if
this,
it
it's gonna
actually
thicken and get even
actually
better.
did anything. It was very interesting. You do them in the UK, I would send them to you, but
like a hot
customs
tub
would
for the
no doubt
jackfruit,
stop
but
it with being
It's
food
not
and seed
water,
based. That's
it's
fair.
Beautiful
Hi,
glaze.
Tigid.
Oh,
Baby
look at
girl.
this. They're
Are
gonna have
you
such a good
lost,
time
baby
in there.
girl?
Look at that. Look at that.
You can get it separately, but it's easier to
And we've
get
gotta let
spice rack
this
with
cook
the
away for a
spices
little
in
bit,
it.
and it's gonna
What an
braise, and
offer!
it's just gonna
I never
really
get marriage
intensify, and
offers
the
like
jackfruit's
that.
gonna absorb
You
some
get
of that
marriage
liquid,
offers
and
though,
it's gonna help
Jay?
thicken it and make it sticky
Wow,
and glazy,
sweetheart, you're so
and it gets better because
beautiful.
it's now time to cook the bao buns. They would have risen up now. So what you need to do is
Sweetheart,
get a
you're
wok
so
or a large
beautiful
saucepan, place
and
over
sweet. I love
medium
you.
heat with
Please
some water
consider,
in the
okay?
bottom, and that's gonna release its
You know, you
steam
have
and
to
cook
talk
the
to
bao
my
buns.
boyfriend.
Look,
Yeah, then I'll
look how fluffy
then I'll
and
think
light.
about
Oh,
it.
These are beautiful. These need to steam away for about 8 to 10 minutes. Oh, I'm so
Hey,
excited.
drum.
So
Hey, puns. Yeah, and here was me offering you a hand. I take it back. Hi, Yara. My day's doing well, and I'm doing good. My day's good, and I'm doing well. There you go. I said it backwards.
I had a sneak peek then.
Look, did you see the buns? They look so
Look
fluffy.
at these bao buns.
Ooh,
Boiling.
I tell you.
Let's serve them up.
I do
Look at
have a
that.
boyfriend. I
Oh,
do.
praise jackfruit.
Oh, the bun. Oh, look at the jackfruit though. It looks good. Who you like more, me or your boyfriend? Oh, yeah. You know, that's a really difficult one, you know? Maybe I like the complete random stranger in my chat a little bit more, you know? Maybe. Got this in the bag. If you come to India, I will buy you a house. Your boyfriend... Wait, does my boyfriend buy me a house? No. I buy the house. I buy him shit. That's how it
My mouth
works.
is watering so much. Look at that. Look how fluffy. I really like them when they're really fat and fluffy, to be honest with you.
Oh, look, did you see the
I'm
buns?
so excited.
Look, yo, they look so good. Oh, they look so yummy. Oh my gosh. Making his offer to every Aussie girl on Twitch. He was just banned from another stream a few minutes ago. He can hang around. This is good fun, actually. I think you're gonna stop streaming and start a cooking channel. I'm not gonna stop streaming. I'm gonna do that too, though. As soon as I get my studio, then I will have a kitchen.
In the last 5 years.
Sugar money? Money? Sugar money? Wow.
Tom?
Buy the house first, then ship her the deed, then she'll
freshly
think about
steamed
it.
bao buns right in front
Oh,
of
wait,
us.
as in the contract thingy?
That is
Ah.
genuinely- You're right. The best.
Okay,
example
are you
I've had of
reject
that,
me?
For sure.
You want me to
Can you
find
double my
another
food?
white girl?
Marcus.
Yes.
I think, you know, I think there'll be plenty of people out there who will definitely take you up on your offer. I'm just not one of them, you know? Yeah. I actually, what I like a lot is,
That's the way to eat it. Oh,
grammar. So, I would start there.
What are you running outside for?
That tastes
Jay!
my face. So good.
Yes, Venus.
What do you think of the bun?
We're
Describe the bun.
the
It's the best one I've had.
No, you
the
don't have to
garage we're
pick me up.
transforming
I
into a
just mean,
studio.
in terms of the
So
texture
I get to
and
move
the-
out
It's
into the
squishy. I think
garage,
it's
which
just
is going to be a
'cause it's just come
studio.
out of
So I just
steam.
keep on calling it the
Feels
studio.
like a human body part.
I know who wants to be on Married at First Sight. Hey, Bugsel.
Should've
So what do I
given you a
think about a
plate.
plant-based diet? I think it's great. I'm actually vegan myself for 4 years, so I fully advocate for them. Definitely. I think with any diet, you need to know,
proud of
you know, what you're
myself.
fueling yourself because that is your energy.
This is so good.
Yeah.
So
How about you,
fluffy
Fox?
into the bun.
Thanks for watching. Like, share, and comment.
Wow, sweetheart, you are beautiful.
Your fly's undone. He's gonna
Haha,
put me
you are not so beautiful, and
How
I
do
will
you
go.
describe bao
Goodbye.
I feel like
You spelt. See, I never said I was beautiful,
So next into the
and
mixing
you
bowl,
missed
cannot
2
do...
spaces.
So next into my mixing dough. Sake.
Oh my god, he lied. Did you lie? Any news on finding the cat ears? Wait, what cat ears? What? Wait, you're vegan? I am vegan. Yes, 4 years. Which one should we see next? Should we watch another one? I should ask you guys if we wanted to watch another one. I just kind of started it. Nice to hear I'm a long-term vegan myself. Oh, that's amazing, Fox. May I ask how long? That's incredible. Have you ever watched
Hey guys, it's Gaz and
Sailing
welcome back to my
Sailing
YouTube
La
channel. This is
Vagabond?
season
No,
4.
I haven't.
Can't
What
believe
is
I've got
that?
this far. I'm really
Is that an
happy. Thank you for
X-rated?
everyone
Is that an
supporting so
X-rated
far.
movie?
Today is the
line?
first episode that I'm going to be making gluten-free Kentucky Fried Chicken Burger. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to be making a vegan KFC burger.
No phone, you absolute sausage. Sausage? You know, whenever people say sausage, I think of what's his name. Do you know the one? Surely you know the one. You know the one, right?
So I'm
Sausage.
going to be making the
You know the
chicken
one?
element
Hold on. Can I make a new window? Okay, hold
It's
on.
also
I'll show
called
you
seitan
this. Ready?
sometimes, and this is actually an ancient recipe that I've sort of modernized to make that sort of chicken flavor. And when I first went vegan, I did miss that sort of texture of meat.
The
but this
fuck?
is such
No,
an
that's
amazing alternative.
inappropriate.
I wish
Actually, I
that
can't show this window.
had this all my life.
Don't
basically.
Google it.
So this is a really good alternative, and that is why
Hi, Izzy.
us vegans
Welcome,
like to have
welcome.
meat replacements. And it's so simple to make. So first up, let's get that all-important wheat gluten.
It's an
Add
Aussie
1 cup
couple
of
that
wheat
sail around the
gluten to the
world
symbol.
on a
Next, you
sailboat.
can
There's
add
bet.
in
Ooh.
1/4 cup of
The
chickpea
guy
flour
from
or
Sausage
gram
Party, yeah, same.
flour. And that is our dry ingredients done.
That's actually not a funny
So,
movie.
I need to
It's
mix
actually
the
not
wet
funny.
ingredients now, and into
Man,
my
thank you so much
ninja
for the
cup,
follow.
I'm gonna add in 1
Oh,
cup
pardon
of
me.
firm
Well, I respect
tofu.
that, but please don't do
And
what
I've
Tash
just
Peterson
lightly
does. You
drained
know
the
what?
water out of this, and
I
just cubed it. So
don't
that's 1
disagree,
cup
but I
of
don't
tofu.
agree with what
Next,
she does
I'm
because
gonna
I
add some
do
flavours. I've
understand
got
where
a
she's coming
teaspoon
from.
of
like a
onion
lot.
salt. I've got a teaspoon of
Um,
garlic powder. I've got a
and
teaspoon
a lot of the
dried
time people won't
sage
go
and
out
garlic
and
powder.
look at
So that's
stuff.
going in there, and that is
So
our
I do
flavouring.
understand where she's coming from with it.
You really want a neutral flavour for
That's
this
kind of all I have to
chicken
say.
element. I've also
on
got
that.
a teaspoon of miso paste.
13th
Next, I'm gonna
year?
add 1/2 cup of soy milk.
That's amazing, folks. That's
And that is our wet
amazing.
ingredients done.
We actually have
So we need to
like
blitz
we
this up
have
until
a
really smooth,
channel in
and
the
then we'll add it to the
Discord
dry
which is for vegan
ingredients.
food.
It's as simple
So
as that.
or like anything vegan. So if you do have any recipes or anything, please don't be afraid to share.
And that's it. That's the wet ingredients done.
Just googled it. I'm now on the dark web. Thanks, Fern.
I'm actually going to put my
How
apron
did
on
you
too.
get to the dark
These
web,
are my
Jay?
new avant-garde vegan
Care
aprons,
to
by the way. You
elaborate?
can find them on my website. If anyone wants them, I can ship them.
Kitchen
worldwide as
Nightmares?
well.
I watched a
Oh, and
couple,
also the
but
t-shirt underneath I made as well. So
they
if you
don't really
wanna
do
find
anything for
one of
me.
Those you can get them on my website. It's just celebrating my upcoming debut book, which is called Vegan 100.
I have my
If you
ways.
want to pre-order that book as well?
She does it to
on
make
Amazon.
the news quote her word for word. Yeah, it's
So,
it's actually
just
really
gonna simply
incredibly
add this
smart what
wet
she
mix
does
into
because
the
the
dry
news
mix.
then reports on it and they have
And
to
make sure you
quote
get
exactly what she
every
says
bit of
word
it
for
in, because
word,
I've really
and it's
calculated
yeah.
this recipe to the
it's a
exact.
good way to get the message
Mix
out there.
together the wet and dry ingredients.
Dark web is a very dangerous place to go.
So all you
I've
wanna do
never
now
been
is
on the
make
dark
sure
web, so
everything is off the sides of the bowl until it forms.
I don't
one
even know
sort
how you get on the
ball of
dark
dough,
web.
And then we need to knead it, and that is the most important part of this recipe.
All I know is
So now
how
I've formed
to
it
go
into
onto
a dough ball.
incognito mode.
I'm actually
You know
gonna
what? Fun
turn this out
fact,
and
I
knead
used
it
to
on the
think
surface.
that
This will
incognito
really
was the dark
impress
web
and wow
because
some of
it
your
made
non-vegan
Chrome
friends.
dark.
So I've just turned out the dough, and it's time to knead it. And as I said, this is the most
Fun
important
fact.
part of making this seitan recipe.
Oh.
because if you don't knead it,
Are you a
you'll
Jaegerist?
end up with
Oh,
really
I
sort of
have
spongy
no
seitan.
comment,
And I
okay?
have done
I've
that
read the
myself
manga.
once
I know
when
what
I was testing
happens.
out recipes.
So I'm not saying
It's just not
anything.
good at all. It
How
doesn't
you
have
doing,
any of the
Salander?
Characteristics of what we're trying to get really from this. So
Wait, it's
you need to
not?
knead it
Never mind, I'm not on the dark web then.
and for about 10 minutes. Now, as you can see, I'm just using the heel of
Don't
my
trust
hand
crypto?
to apply lots
Why?
of pressure and just roll out this dough.
Some software is
But
also a VPN to
I
be
wasn't gonna
safe.
show you this.
Ooh. It's
So
so
I took it
easy.
home to get this
Turn off
dough
your
really
backlight
well
while
kneaded,
it's on the
just
internet,
actually
done.
pound it. So I will show you how I do it, and it does actually speed up
What's the
kneading
full
process
form of
and
W?
make sure
Wait, what do you
get that really
mean?
good texture of the final result. So let me get rid of
Crypto
this.
the
So I
Superdog?
literally just grab it in my
You mean
hands and squeeze
Underdog?
it.
Do you remember that
And
freaking
just apply as
movie,
much
Shoe
pressure as I
Shine?
can
That
into
is the
it,
best
work it
movie
as much as
ever.
you can, and just
Sorry, I just
pound
had
it.
to.
Sorry, that's a bit loud, but
Choose aggression.
I know that is
I thought
not
vegans were kind.
sort of the typical method that people would show you when kneading, but this isn't just bread.
I wish
this is
I was
actually,
that dough.
you know, this
Jay!
is a meat replacement product, and this is how I
Jay!
get the best results from it. It's a good way of getting all your frustration out as well.
Wow, I've heard
Just
that
go
sound
Conor McGregor
before.
on it.
Alright, see ya.
So finish off kneading it. It'll take around
Mika,
10
thank you
more
for the
minutes,
follow.
and
Oh, so
then
he
it's
likes it
ready.
rough. Slap my butt and call me Sally. What the fuck?
So I've
Stop.
got the dough to this stage. I've been kneading for about 10 minutes. At this stage now, I'm going to let this dough rest for
Oh
about 10 minutes while we prepare the broth that
gosh.
we're going to cook it in first. Okay, so set this aside and let's get the broth cooking. So I'm just going to put
Because
1
crypto is being
litre of vegetable
hacked by
stock
North Korea because that's
on the
how
hob
they get their money,
and let
aka
that heat
dirty
up
money.
nicely.
Do you have any sources on that? Because I'd
Add
totally
1
look into
onion
it.
chopped into
I actually
quarters,
also want to see some sources on that crypto's bad for
followed
the
by a couple of
environment
sprigs
because I
of
heard that one
rosemary
too.
and thyme. Now let's get that
If anyone
to a
has
nice simmer.
those,
So the
DM
dough has had a
Kyle
nice
and I
rest
will
after
look
me
them up.
pounding it for about 10
I will have a
minutes. I'm
sussy.
just going to cut it into 4. So just to be
Sorry,
safe, I
that
just
guy came in
knead it in my
and
hand
started talking about marriage. It
each
really
piece.
made me consider how short
Just
my
to make
time
sure
is on
there's no air
Earth.
pockets or anything like
It's
that,
very
'cause
true.
That does just expand in the water, and that doesn't give you that nice dense,
It's very, very true.
meaty texture.
How do you
Now this
fuck,
has
I
to go
can't
into the
talk. I'm
broth
so
for
sorry.
35 minutes
How do you
or
motivate
until it's
yourself to
firm
be
the touch.
vegan? Well,
Now, I
my
really recommend
veganism
making your
is
chicken pieces
the
before serving them. So I do it the day
being
before,
kind to
ideally,
every
and
being
in
that I
that way
can,
they sort of
including
cool and they firm
people.
up nicely in the
And
fridge
also,
overnight, and then you can coat them
I
in
don't need
KFC
I don't
sort of
need to
style
harm
batter
if
and
it's my
spices.
my direct choice. So if
After 35
my
minutes of
direct
cooking,
choice
remove the
is
satan
a
pieces from the broth and allow them to cool completely.
causes
double-check they're
like
firm to the
violence
touch
or
as well.
harm, then
Guys,
I won't
the
choose that
seitan chicken
choice if that
pieces
makes sense.
are now cool.
And
I've set up my
you
sort
know,
of coating station.
we don't
So
need
I've
to
got some
eat
plain flour. I've got
beautiful
some chickpea
animals,
flour, which I'm just
so
going to add a few tablespoons of water to.
just
and
for
this just acts
taste,
more like
just
a
kind of
batter to
there's so
curd
many
the spices
amazing like
and
substitutes
the flour
now.
and the breadcrumbs to the chicken
Yeah,
pieces.
I
think
guess
I stirred this enough. I've got rid
be
of
kind
the
to every
major
kind
lumps,
is kind of my
but if there's a few little
my
lumps,
thing.
don't worry about it. In the third bowl, add 2 cups of flour and 1
bit
cup
of tomato
breadcrumbs and
ketchup.
combine well. So up until recently,
By the
this little
Australian
spice
Intelligence Agency,
mixture
I would like to
is a
see
bit of a secret, but I've got a list to remember all the spices in. So
site
going in,
documents,
I
whatever
have
the fuck.
2 teaspoons of cracked
Links.
black pepper. I have
Hi
pinch of sea
Joe.
salt, 1 tablespoon of
What am I
cayenne
looking
pepper,
at?
1 tablespoon of dry
It
chili flakes,
like
1
it rough on the
tablespoon of
butt. Yeah.
oregano, 1 tablespoon
He
of
was just
paprika,
spanking
I said that, 1
dough.
tablespoon of dried sage, and 1 teaspoon.
Crudo is
of
bad
ground
because for
allspice.
the environment
I
because of all the
could never
power that's
remember
used to
that,
mine
so
it.
Forgive me for using a piece of paper. You never saw that.
But where?
So just mix that well.
Also,
It may
why are
sound
we
like a lot
selective
of
without
spices,
empathy
but
as
you need to
humans?
get
Like we get
all the
pissed when
flavours
people
running
eat dogs
right
and not
through.
cows. Exactly.
I've also
So
got in that
essentially,
mix
like
2
I believe in. I
tablespoons
don't
of
think
coconut
people
sugar
want
as
to
well,
cause harm.
and that just adds a little bit of sweetness.
But there's this thing that's
So you
called
should
cognitive
have
dissonance
sort of
that
a
a lot
red
of people go through
flour
when
consistency, and that
veganism
just
is
shows that
mentioned.
there's enough
And
spice
that's
running
when
through
your
it
core
to
belief
get
is
real
challenged
flavour
and you literally don't
into
know
the
what to
batter.
do. So usually you
So
put up,
let's get
well,
those all
people put up the
important seitan
defensive
chicken pieces.
and get aggressive,
So
or
here's
they
the
just
chicken
dismiss
pieces.
it.
They're cooled off now. I know they
So
don't look
like
great still, but
literally when
honestly,
we,
they taste
as we're
amazing.
growing
So all I
up,
want you to do
all we
is
hear
just
about
tear them
is,
apart.
you know, you
You
need
don't have to
calcium
tear
to be
them,
big
you
and
can just
strong,
chop them
and you
into
know,
pieces,
always
but
have
I
to drink
tend because it
milk,
gives a
or
bit more of a surface
like
area for all this amazing
meat
spice
has protein in
batter to
it,
really cling onto.
and apparently
Just
can't get
break
that from
up into
anywhere else,
sizable
but you
chunks.
can.
After all, I'm gonna
Like
put
the
these into a
animals get it
burger.
from
You can eat them
plants.
on their own,
So you're just missing out
but
you're just
I'm
skipping the
putting them into a
middleman.
burger.
Same with
Yeah.
B12. All animals are
Just because
supplemented
this is a treat
B12,
after
so
all.
you
I
just
wouldn't
take
go
the supplement
recommending
instead of
eating
taking it through the
every day,
animal.
but it's a treat. So now it's time to coat the chicken pieces in the batter. First up,
Thanks
place
for the
chicken
luck, Jay.
pieces into the flour mix.
I tried to be vegan for 2 years straight, but I failed.
Keeping
Hey,
one
and that's
hand
okay.
clean,
I have the mentality of
piece into
if
the
you
ground
are
flour, then
on
into
a
the spice
progressive
mix.
path,
Don't worry if you make a
like
little bit of a
if
mess,
your
it'll
end
be
goal
worth
is to
it.
be vegan, yeah,
Rather than throwing them all in at
it
once,
doesn't
it's
matter
best to just take
about
time with
the
it and do
journey
a
as long as
couple
you get to the
each time.
destination.
I am trying to
So if
come
you
up with a
fall off the
gluten-free
wagon, that's
seitan
okay.
recipe. I
As
have
long as you get
had
back
a
on
few
that
attempts
wagon
and
and
it's
you
gone okay,
continue
but I
to
haven't
try.
perfected it yet, so stay tuned to my
If we
YouTube
could
channel,
live
make sure
happy
you
and healthy
subscribe.
lives without
So once
harming
you've
others,
coated
why
all the
wouldn't we?
pieces,
That's Edgar's missions
set them aside
motto.
and heat up your fryer.
Amazing,
So guys,
fuck.
it's now time to cook the chicken pieces. You can actually bake these
It's
in
all
the
on
oven.
paper, and how I
It'll
got
take
told about
around
it was by a
30
friend of
minutes,
mine who
actually
works
about
for the
25
Australian
minutes, or just
Intelligence
until
Agency.
golden and crispy. But
Okay,
if we're going to go to this extent and make
okay.
Kentucky
I've been on a
fried
carnivore
chicken,
diet
I'm
for
gonna
about
fry it.
4
So I've
months
got the
now.
fryer set at
So wait,
180 degrees
just
Celsius.
meat, chat?
Make sure you've got your station ready and you've just lined a
Just
tray
meat?
or a
Nothing
plate
else?
with some
Like
kitchen
no
paper to
carbs?
soak
Is
up
it
any excess
so
oil.
just meat?
I'm actually using
How do you
avocado oil
shit?
for this, which
How
makes
do you,
it
if you don't
slightly
get
healthier.
fiber,
So
how
to
are
cook
your
the chicken
poos?
pieces, I'm going to fry them for around 5 to 6 minutes or until golden and crisp.
I just need to know.
And I only want to do a few.
You're always
at a
hungry
time
when I'm
because it
vegan?
will cool
Yeah,
down the oil.
correct.
So I'm gonna put that in
Because we
naturally, and I'm
process
just gonna drop
plants
them
a
in
lot
really
quicker.
carefully away from the
So,
shelf.
if we eat
Be careful when
meals
placing
like
them in the oil,
rice,
we don't want to have any oil
potatoes,
splashing out. And
they'll
also, if you're
like
not using deep fryer, make
yeah,
sure you've only
like
filled
they'll
the
fill you up
pan
a bit
halfway
more.
high, because you will
Or
notice
if you
that the
eat
oil does rise.
more throughout
Now,
the
I've probably
day,
mentioned this about 5 5
We'll
times
fill you
now,
up a
but
bit more.
after all, this is just a treat.
Hey,
so
Rich,
don't
how
have this
are
every
you?
day. You
A
can actually
keto?
use the
No,
uncoated
I'm just
chicken in
I
stir fries.
like
It works
I
really
do
well.
kind of intuitive
stay
eating, so
tuned
it's just like when I'm
for
hungry,
more
I'll eat.
recipe videos in season 4, which are a lot
That's kind of it
healthier.
though.
I've got some really nice
I got real
salads
sick from
coming
low
up.
B12 and
There's a
probably
really nice
iron and
quick
protein when I started eating
home-cooked
vegetarian
meal.
foods
So they've been cooking
that
for
have
about
it
2
boosted
minutes
and
in
I feel
oil. Let's have a
10
look at them.
times better. That's
They are
amazing,
looking
Grandmeister.
and
That's
smelling
amazing.
really
Yeah.
good. I can tell already they're going to be so crispy.
I've
There's
lost
so
like
much
40
flavour
pounds.
packed into them,
Wait,
and
from
it'll
not
really
shitting?
surprise whoever you're cooking it for
They
and
feed
even
fish
yourself.
omega-3
When you
too, by the
bite
way.
into them,
Yeah,
you get a
it's
really
very,
good
very
texture.
interesting.
Look how golden and crisp they look.
Yeah, I
They're ready
recommend
now. Just shake off any excess oil.
I recommend
and put them straight onto our
watching
plates,
some
lined
awesome
the kitchen.
documentaries actually.
And that will get rid of any of the excess oil.
Oh no,
And they look
limes.
incredible. And to keep them crisp, I'll
Wait,
just
hold
add
up. Do people actually
touch
take
of
careful note
salt.
of what they eat and from each food
Let's
group?
get
Because I
the
just
rest
eat
of them
whatever.
in.
See, Pig, that's exactly like a really
All the chicken
interesting
pieces are
point
done now,
because a
and let's
lot of
get making those
people, I'm
cruelty-free
just generalizing,
KFC
but like a
burgers.
lot of
I
people
still can't get over
will
how
eat like just
amazing these
takeaway and
look,
fast
they're
food
so
like
crispy.
all the time, right?
Looks just incredible.
And
Can't
that's
believe it's
normal,
vegan.
like that's
Now,
fine.
I'm
No
gonna
one will
serve them
blink an eye and they'll be
inside
like,
these really
that's
nice
normal
sub
kind of
rolls.
thing.
So first up, I'm gonna add
But as
some
soon as you
burrata
tell
into
someone
the
like, oh,
sub
you know,
roll.
I'm vegan, so I only eat
So next,
plants,
I'm gonna add
they'll be like,
these
oh,
crispy
that's not
KFC
healthy.
pieces.
It's
Every
like,
time
hold
I see
on.
these, it just makes me smile
You can be
because I can't
healthy and
believe it's
unhealthy
vegan.
on
You
like
can
both,
just
like
show
on
these off and
anything you eat
to
can
anyone
be
who says
unhealthy.
vegan food is
I could live
boring
off of
and just
Oreos
grass,
and
show them this.
my banana
On
cake.
top, I'm gonna
That's
add
not
some of my
healthy.
rainbow slaw, and if you want the
I could live off
recipe,
of vegan
it
Domino's
just goes to
pizzas.
my
That's
pork
not healthy.
jackfruit recipe
Do you know?
video, and it's in there.
I have some friends who are vegetarian and some are vegan, and I love to eat everything, so I enjoy the vegan vegetarian meals too. And
Finally,
some are
to
so
serve on top,
delicious, they
a bit of
pleasantly
freshness.
surprise me more than
I'm gonna add
disappoint
some
me.
of my
So I'm very
homemade
slowly
cucumber,
converting.
just
That's
sliced on the
amazing,
margarine,
Jory.
give
That
it some
that
ribbon.
really is amazing. Like I said,
Just adds a nice cool,
like,
cool fresh
if
flavor.
if you
Just
fall off the
afterwards,
wagon
quite
with
spicy.
that, but if
I'm
you
just gonna
have
add
that
a few leaves
um,
of coriander,
that end
just 'cause I
goal
love it.
of
Adds a nice
you
bit of
know,
green.
essentially, because I feel like
lettuce, whatever you
like
like.
people they wouldn't harm an animal. Like if it was up to
really
you,
fresh.
would you kill the animal for
Of course, it looks great.
just to eat it because it tastes
So
good?
finally, let's get
And
liver.
why wouldn't you
I'm
do
gonna
that
put
to
one
like
at
a
the back
dog or a cat
and leave
if
that
you
one
don't
off
eat dog
just
or
so you're able to
cat?
see it.
What's the
And there we have
difference? Kind of
Here's
thing.
my cruelty-free
I love that
KFC
the chef
burger.
is going crazy with his meals in the background.
It's
Yeah, he
so
just like did
anyone
some
wouldn't believe that.
crimply
That's
shit.
vegan.
Like,
It's an
did
amazing
you see that with the
treat
cucumber?
every now and then. And to be honest with you guys, it's actually my birthday.
But eating
today,
only meat has
so
helped
this is my
increase my
birthday
muscle
treat,
mass
and
a
I'm
hell
gonna
of a lot without
enjoy
really
it. It's gonna be
trying.
amazing.
Yeah, that's because it's
So
not
yeah,
really your
that's
muscle,
my
you're eating someone
cruelty-free
else's
KFC
muscle, so
burger.
it doesn't count. It doesn't really count because it's not yours. Do you write reminders in your hand? I don't! I actually don't! I haven't, Puns. Aw, thanks, Puns. I feel bad enough doing the hunting in God of War. Yeah, right!
Guys, I hope you're as wow.
That
as
looks
I am,
so
because
good.
after all
Hey.
that's gone into it, to
Wait,
produce
what did he
something
use
like
for the
this, so worth it.
chimkin?
Such an amazing
What did he
treat.
use? I
just
didn't
wanna
I
show
didn't
you
watch it.
this piece here. And this is the beauty of breaking
Was
apart
it-
the seitan pieces. You
was
get,
it
like,
seitan?
odd
Is it
pieces and
seitan?
shapes, and it just, you know, it looks like chicken. So if you want
Rewatch?
to sort of show
No, I
non-vegans
can't
what
rewatch
vegan
it.
Food can be.
In
this
and
is a
Out
great thing to show them.
burgers.
And also, if you miss things like chicken or fried chicken, this is great. But let's just have a bite.
Oh, he's got Satan chicken? Seitan. So seitan is wheat gluten, which is just flour, washed flour. And you wash out all of the starch out of the flour, and you're left with this like meaty yummy stuff. I haven't actually cooked with it before, so that could be a stream. Fern tries to make wheat gluten. Which, do we want to watch another one, or do we want to, what do we want to do? Do we want to watch another one, or do we want to watch something else? Do we want to watch like Earthling Ed or something while we're here? Bro, the In-N-Out one? The In-N-Out one? Ooh, Krispy Kreme donuts? Cook stream, cook stream. Wait, did I miss the In-N-Out one? Hi, Jack. You finished watching Loki. Loki is good. Wow, so this is probably Satan.
Oh no!
Oh, or it could
Oh
be
my
mushies.
god! That scared the living daylights out of me. Ah! Careful, Jace. Careful. What have we done?
That looks crazy.
Look at that.
I
What is
will,
happening
guy.
here?
Aw, thank you, Shadow. This one's mushrooms? Oh wait, you wanna watch the In and Out one? This one's the one you wanted to watch? We can watch the In and Out one. It looks so good.
So today I'm gonna be
I
making
really
or
like
trying
his
to
fashion,
recreate
like a
In-N-Out
lot.
burgers.
And I like his haircut. I like his hairstyle too. You know what? I just think I like the dude, to be honest. Ooh,
So
that
In-N-Out
cheese.
Burger
What?
is a famous restaurant chain from California, and famously,
This man
Anthony
is
Bourdain,
sexy.
one of my biggest
That's
inspirations.
an understatement. He's a
favorite
fucking
restaurant
god.
in
Look
LA,
at him. Have
believe
you
it or
seen
not.
him?
We're now one of my favorite places in Los Angeles, In-N-Out Burger. It's the only fast food chain that I.
The man looks
like.
weird.
It's good for the world. Whenever I come to LA,
Stodley. Wait, are you
I'll
talking
leave
about
my phone and
Gaz?
taste this
Or are you
taste. As
talking
soon as I
about this
arrive, I'll
person?
hit the airport In-N-Out, and on my way
Look
out,
ahead with the
after
noodles on it.
finishing the taste, I'll pick up another.
I didn't get the chance to eat an In-N-Out Burger before going vegan, so I'm going to try and make one with
Ramen
the
head?
knowledge that I have of the fast food chain. And this is sort of my dedication to Anthony Bourdain. If he was alive today, and if I could cook for him, I would try and show him how good
We're
vegan
not
food
watching
can
this
be
anymore.
by packaging it
Fucking,
in a
we're gonna
form
do something
that
else,
is
okay?
his favorite restaurant in LA. Let's give it a go.
Twist,
Here's
thank you for
my
the
vegan
follow.
In-N-Out Burger.
You like
So,
his
yeah,
white top?
You can make these burgers using something like Impossible Meat or Beyond Meat, but I want to
Not the
show you
best?
how to make
You
burgers
don't like the
from
best?
scratch.
I
that's
rate
gonna
the best.
blow those out of the park. Honestly, you're going to see
I rate
exactly
it.
what goes
It
into
looks
these
good.
burgers. We're using
And I
seitan,
like the
which
way
is an
he's,
ancient meat replacement. I've talked
groomed
about this a lot,
his
so sorry
beard.
for the guys that have heard me talk about this a lot. I recently made
I want him to
pepperoni.
start a boy
That's how
band.
good this meat replacement
Love
is.
the
You
food.
can buy it from all good supermarkets, the powder that is. This is called Vital Wheat Gluten. It's basically like plain flour washed of its starch, and this is just the pure protein from wheat basically. And we're going to flavor that flour up. We're going to form a dough.
I'm
and
jealous
we're
of the
gonna make
beard. I
these
can't grow
really
it as
meaty
good as
burgers.
that.
So first up, I'm going to chop some red onion.
Whoa, wait, was
celery,
that a
and mushrooms
Damascus
very
blade?
roughly
Is
and
that,
get
wait,
those
is his knife
sauteing and
Damascus?
lovely and golden in a frying pan.
Did you see it? It's got all the lines in it. It looks good.
So this is the base.
Neither is
flavour
truly
for our
magnificent.
Flavoring that's going to make these burgers like the ultimate meaty, tasting umami explosion.
Oh, umami.
Never
Let's do it.
underestimate celery.
I like
in
his
the
plants
base of
too.
things. So in sauces, in this, in like bologneses, all sorts. That celery is going to add a punch and a real powerful flavor.
I
Saute
should-
the
I
mix
should,
for 4
like-
to 5 minutes or until nice and golden. Add a
I feel
pinch
like I
of
haven't
salt and
updated my
pepper too.
font into Instagram for a while. I should probably do that.
So meanwhile, I'm going to get the rest. Did you see that spin? Oh, that was so weird now. Play some funny music.
Wow.
3, 2, 1.
Hey,
So
Rikusi.
meanwhile, I'm
Welcome,
gonna get the rest
welcome.
of the flavorings into my blender. So I'm
Not
gonna get
at all.
some
Most
black
of the
beans, some
autoimmune
tomato
diseases
puree,
we have come
some
from the
soy sauce,
chemicals in
balsamic
plants.
vinegar, miso,
Well, we actually are kind of in big trouble at the
Marmite,
moment
which is a secret
because we
ingredient
keep
for that
animals
extra
alive
umami
for
punch,
just the amount of time it takes to
paprika,
farm and kill
chili
them.
flakes, and some
And we
pepper.
give them
Now I've got
antibiotics
3 very important
to keep them
ingredients.
alive
Garlic
because they're kept
powder.
in such
I
filthy
like using the
conditions.
powder for this recipe 'cause
So
powder most of the time
they're
has been
going
roasted, so the
into
garlic
us.
flavour's really
So
intense.
then
So I'm gonna
that's
add
making
about a
more
tablespoon actually of
like
that.
the
And some mixed
sicknesses
herbs,
build a
generous
resilience.
amount of mixed
So that's
herbs.
why we usually
The
have to
full
go
written
and get
recipe is on my
medication
website,
for
of
like
course, link below this
the
video.
least
And this is an optional ingredient, but I think it
threatening
works
conditions.
wonders.
Do you know what,
Some
kind of what I
liquid
mean?
smoke, which can
Because
be found
of
at all good like
yeah,
supermarkets
because of
these
that.
days online.
So that's
as
really
well.
interesting. I would like
A
to
few
actually
drops of the liquid
see
smoke, it has this
resources
amazing smoky
on that.
barbecue nuts. And now that my
If you have any,
mushrooms,
please
celery, and
DM
onions
Kyle.
are
I
caramelised,
would
and
love
get
to have a
that
look
in,
at them.
Some vegetable stock, and then blitz it all up until it's super smooth.
Left the table and watching this makes me hungry again. Hey, Running Wolf, welcome back. What is umami? Umami is the flavor of meat.
Right,
It's
I've
like
gotta
the
smell this.
meaty
See if
flavor,
it's got all those
if that makes
flavours.
sense.
I was hyping it up, wasn't I?
So like MSG's flavor is umami.
Gosh, if yours doesn't smell like powerful right
Rave,
now,
thank you for
you're
the
not gonna
follow.
flavour some burger, but it smells. Smells.
Viking cutting equipment?
Tom, how does that smell?
I dreamed of starting a farm in Portugal, but I
Give me a
don't
good
see me
word.
keeping animals because I can't part with any animals. So my farm will be flooded with animals in a few years. You could totally start a
Marcus,
rescue
how does that
sanctuary
smell?
though.
What? Give me a word.
Usually, like
Barbecue-y,
rescue
meaty.
sanctuaries, like they
Yeah.
usually
One word.
have all the
Barbecue or
animals
meaty, you
be
said.
sexed because
Now
it's
all we need to
healthier
do
for
is
them.
mix this wet
And then you
mixture
won't
with
have,
the
like-
vital wheat gluten. Remember,
like
you
they
can
won't
get
breed,
this
so you
by
won't
clicking
have
the link
heaps of
below the video.
animals.
I'm gonna mix this in my kitchen.
Unless
aid
you
using
just
a
rescue
dough
like
hook
a lot.
that really needs to knead for about 10 to
I'm
12
good,
minutes,
Black
because
Phantom,
if
how are
don't
you?
knead seitan properly, it's going to be really
What the fuck? This
spongy
guy is
and
so
it's not
freaking
gonna have
hot.
that
I
bite,
know,
it's not gonna have that
Jones. This is
meaty
very
texture,
attractive.
It's going to be like a sponge. It's horrible.
That's okay, Running Wolf. That's okay, don't apologize.
So, here- okay, so here's our dough. It doesn't look very appetizing now.
It
but I
doesn't look
assure
very
you it will
appetizing,
be
that's
soon.
correct.
So I'm going to give it a few bashes with my rolling pin. Then I'll
Oh,
roll it out
gosh.
and then cut it into burger shapes using some cutting rings. I'm going to steam these and they'll get meaty, they'll get firm. They're going to be brilliant.
I tried to keep a straight face.
Gotta give that love to your meat. Here's my cutter. Burger size, obviously. What I do is just roll the cutter like this.
I told my girlfriend about us. Okay.
Burger number 1.
I would literally turn unstraight for him. Well, there you go. Do you know China found a fossilized dinosaur egg? Whoa, that's awesome.
So we've got 12.
Bruh, why did
In-N-Out
he say
burger
that?
patties,
It's a bit
vegan.
cheeky,
And I'm
wasn't
gonna cook
it?
these in a steamer, in my old-fashioned bamboo steamer. If you don't have a steamer, which you should all have really, I've told you many times, the best way of cooking vegetables. You can cook these
Plants
in
use
a broth,
chemicals to
maybe make like
protect
a
their
red wine broth,
offspring.
but
That
they do absorb quite
it's
a bit
in
of
the
liquid,
seeds and a lot
we
of other
don't
things with
really
this.
want that. We want these to
but this
stay
is
as
really
firm as possible.
excess
So steaming them
infogu
is probably
and
best.
like I mean just
This
look
is a
at look
voiceover.
up my
When
diet.
your
It's
steamer
an
is steaming,
elimination diet.
Put your burgers in.
Wait, what?
When the steamer's steaming,
I mean, if you're worried about the stuff
put
that
your burgers in.
like I
When the
assume
steamer's
so
steaming, put
carnivore
your
diet you
burgers
don't
in.
eat any vegetables or fruits, you literally just eat meat, like you don't eat anything, like no
Hot
nuts,
this
no
thing is, believe it or not.
seeds, nothing. What about the plants that the animals eat that you're eating? Like that shit has got chemicals on it too.
So I'm gonna let these burgers cook for about 70 minutes.
I
I'll
love
check them every
Japanese
now and then. I'll
cuisine
also make
puns.
sure
That's
that
got to
there's
be
water
probably my
always in
favorite.
The wok, because you don't want the wok to dry out. It's a disaster, trust me. So I'm going to.
You're doing alright, I
make a
suppose. Got
lovely
tomorrow at
burger
college
sauce
for
to
8
go
hours,
inside
making
of
this
my
tomorrow's
In-N-Out
stream.
burger.
That's
I'm gonna
okay.
mix together some.
Oh my gosh,
vegan
good luck.
mayonnaise, and I've
8
got a recipe on my
hours.
YouTube
Oh my
channel
gosh.
For that. Some tomato
And still has a
ketchup,
dinosaur in the
some
egg? That's
mustard,
amazing.
Tabasco, minced garlic.
Problem in
and some
Portugal is
finely
that there are
chopped
still heaps
gherkins
of stray
and onions.
dogs, and when you start to help a few, the radar signals go off. And then it'll be flooded with strays? Aww. They're so cute. I don't know, I would be like, I want all of them. I want to save. That's my problem. I want to save everything. I really do. And that's why veganism just aligned with my beliefs. I've always been an animal lover, and I want to stick to that. I don't want to say, yeah, I'm an animal lover,
So
but
the
like
burger's been cooking for
I
17
eat them
minutes.
because they
I'm gonna get
fucking
them out
taste
now.
good. Like that's just
Oh my
kind of weird
God,
to me,
look at
do you know?
these. Now these are meaty AF.
Does this dude have an Instagram? Yeah, I'm pretty
VCAF.
sure everything is avant-garde vegan. I don't know if you can see it. Instagram, yeah, I'm gonna link drop.
So apparently there's loads of different options of how to have your onions
This
in
is
and out.
his Instagram.
I think today, should I caramelize them or keep them raw?
Caramelized.
Oh God, did I do the right
Caramelized.
thing? I don't know if I did the right thing. Oh my gosh.
Don't forget my
Did I
new
drop the
cookbook,
right link?
Pantry in the Kitchen, is
That's a
on
very
my
long
website.
link.
You can get signed copies sent
Anna,
wherever
thank you
are
for
in
the
world, so
follow.
click the link below this video. Okay, there's the onions done. So it's time to cook. We're going to grill the burgers in my griddle pan and saute the onions in a non-stick
It
frying
would be
pan.
amazing if
I'm
China
gonna
does
cook
the
some
Jurassic
chips as well.
does what
Fries,
Jurassic
sorry,
Park,
fries and
Jurassic
fries
World
too.
movies do. Oh, like make
These burgers are
like
so great.
bring
just because
dinosaurs back
you
to
make
life.
them ahead of time.
That would be a little bit
And you can take
scary
these
though, I
to
think.
barbecues. You can freeze
Rito,
them. They
thank you for the
last in
follow.
freezer about
I
3
do. I
months.
love all
You can
animals.
cook them whenever you
I
want.
love all animals.
Such high amounts of vegan protein here as well, so perfect if you want to put one of these in your meal prep
A
boxes
plant's
too.
only way to protect yourself
But
is
obviously
through
we're making
chemicals.
In-N-Out
Animals have no
burgers
need to
today, so
protect
we're going to go
themselves
for
in
the
this way.
special
Plants are
Friday night,
alive and need
Saturday
to
night
protect
treat.
themselves and they're young.
This is dedicated to Anthony
Wait, are
Bourdain.
you saying
If I
that the
could have cooked
plants
him
have
something
feelings
like
and
this
plants
so you
feel
could see
pain?
that
Are
you
you
could
trying to
get
pull
an
that
amazing vegan
argument?
burger,
Because like I
just
said
like the
before,
In-N-Out burgers he
plants are
loved
grown
in
to feed
LA,
way
that would
like
have been a
way
dream.
more plants are grown to feed an animal to then feed you. So I don't quite understand what you're trying to
That's
say.
the sizzle we want.
What the fuck? Wait, does it work? Does the link work? I do. I love ramen, onigiri,
Put salt on
soba,
my
udon,
onions,
miso,
let those natural
sushi.
sugars come
I
out.
do. And I actually had natto as well. I wanted to retry it
Oh,
though,
look at
because
those
I don't know.
lines.
I still
You
don't know
can't
how I
tell
feel
me
about
that
it.
doesn't look like a meaty burger. Unbelievable.
Ethically, what you're saying is extremely valid. I totally understand veganism. Unfortunately, though, I've yet to build the discipline needed to adopt
So
it
just turn
myself.
off the heat on
And
the
hey,
burger,
that's
then pop
okay.
pan over
Like
the
I
top
think like
so that cheese just melts.
like in the long
Beautiful.
run, like
Thank you,
with
Joe.
the mentality of like, you know, I know what I'm
So
doing
it's
is,
time to build
you
the
know, wrong
burgers.
in a sense.
I'm very happy
And
with
I want to
everything
move
so
towards
far.
this
And
end
some
goal
big
of
news I announced.
veganism.
Would I announce?
Then I think that's great. And power
Restaurant
to you
news.
because
Click the link
that's
below this video
that's
and
big.
you'll find out my
Like
restaurant
I can
news.
see how for a
Trust
lot
me,
of
you're gonna
people
love it.
changing, even if it's like just change, like literally walking into the supermarket and grabbing a plant milk instead of a cow milk. I can see how that's can be kind of crazy to some people. Like we literally just recently started buying long life plant
Look
milk
at that.
instead of refrigerated plant milk. Refrigerated plant milk costs more, but the only reason we did that was because my parents, it was like easier for
Look
them
at
to
that
do that
cheese
because they would
there.
always go to the
It's
refrigerated
crazy.
section to buy cow milk, if that makes sense. So we would go to the refrigerated section to buy the plant milk because it's the same, because that's what they did like forever, if that makes sense. So now we get the long life because it's cheaper, and we've kind of untrained ourselves from that. I don't know if that makes sense. Yes, I have now followed the hottest male vegan cook in the world. You have a Roddy?
My
Oh,
mouth is watering.
20 years
It's
old.
dripping.
Wow, that's incredible. Tango, that's a sweet name. What's this called? He's making In-N-Out burgers. He just made vegan In-N-Out burgers.
Look at that. Vegan In-N-Out burgers made from scratch though.
They look pretty
give it a
damn good
taste.
to me. You can't eat natto. The smell. Yeah, I feel like I have to try again. I have to try like 3 times. I think my third will be the next time. I'm not vegan, but some vegan food has made me surprised. Tastes nice and good. As it's always good to try new things. 100% stud. I'm trying to say our bodies have mostly been developed over the past, primarily on meat, but I'm not talking against what you're doing. I
Now,
really
Joe, I feel sorry for you
just
because in the
trying
pizza
another
video
way at things.
on camera,
Wait, as
you look
in,
very
are you
left
talking
out
about
because
that
there was nuts in the
we
cheese, so
have
I'm
eaten
sorry
meat for
that,
a lot
but
of
hopefully this
time?
makes up for it. This is just nuts in it.
Is that what it is?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, fermented soybeans.
Mm. It tastes naughty.
Back in
but
time,
kind
where
of
would I
good at the
go?
same time. Like, it seems
That's a good
very
question.
fresh.
I don't
It's
know.
obviously a burger, but everything's so
Junior,
fresh
how
because
are
we've made
you?
it from scratch.
What if it
That
tastes like
burger
chicken?
patty is so meaty.
Well, that's good
and
then,
flavoursome.
is it?
The liquid smoky's got that smokiness to it. So what do you think Anthony Bourdain would have thought of this?
Absolute winner. So delicious. It's just
Well,
perfect.
him and his
Perfect.
friends have got good drip.
Thank you so much.
So delicious.
Got to try the recipe, full written recipe below this. Do it on a special occasion. Make the burgers ahead of time. I need to find out what my camera crew think, Marcus and Tom.
Those
who
burgers
are
look
next to
incredible.
taste.
They look very good, don't they?
This is phenomenal.
Everything tastes like chicken, apparently, although my bread
Really think about it.
doesn't taste like it, I don't
Well, that's
think.
delicious. The texture on the patty, that's much nicer.
And my
than
other
the
dog got.
burger.
Oh
That's a
no!
winner.
Oh, running
Out of
wolf,
10?
I'm sorry to hear.
10.
Man's wearing
10.
supreme.
thoughts?
Ooh.
Tom, your turn to taste.
Oh man, so ready for this.
Enjoy.
Sad thing is you got to be careful on fixed points in history. Yeah, 100%.
Talk to me, bro. Patty's chewy. Got that lovely.
All right. Do we want to? What do we want to do now? Do we want to watch another one? Do we want to watch someone else?
Yeah.
Do we want to
You
watch some
wanna tell,
Earthling
your
Ed?
fans
Do we want to
your
watch some
Instagram?
Surge videos, or do we want to just jump into the game? Surge is really good. If you guys have any questions, I'm sure
Alright,
I
cool.
could
Thank you so much
easily
for watching.
find
Please
a
like, share,
quick
and
video
comment.
to explain
Hit
it.
the notification bell if you want to be the first to know about my new videos. Plant Sony necklaces on my website.
Tango Cash, Buffalo, and Stamp? Ah, the cute names! Infinity War? That would totally get me DMCA'd. They look good. They look crazy good, hey. So there you go. I'll link drop his channel as well. I think this is the channel. Apparently I don't know how to link drop, so. It wouldn't get you DMC, it would get you MCU. Oh my gosh, stud. Infinity War would be a good thing to react to if you're trying to speedrun a ban. Oh, that's so funny. Bruce, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Getting rid of carbs has really helped me, but each to their own. Why? Because carbs is like energy for your brain. So like, it hurts because I lost my girl Panda. Oh. Yeah, DMCA is like Superman and Batman and stuff. Vegan keto is a thing. I just watched a video on it. Was it a good video? We can watch it. We can watch that if we want. Drop the link for me. Apparently the ketosis is more effective. Okay, one sec. Okay. This is interesting because I don't know much about keto has no carbs, so we're gonna watch a video on it. True facts? No. We're not watching any true facts. Anytime, Dragon. Oh, thanks.
So I just wrapped up my 2-week vegan
Oh,
keto
gosh.
challenge. Basically where I was
Why
trying
is he
to
so
prove the
quiet?
fact that you can do the ketogenic diet if you are vegan, and quite honestly, it could work out really well.
Can you hear him?
I discovered some interesting things. I discovered a lot of physiological changes within my body. I discovered a lot of mental changes, and quite honestly, it helped me face some of my emotional struggles head on, and I'll explain a lot of those. The fact is that vegan keto works. Is it hard to sustain? It might not be the easiest thing to sustain, but if you have the right tools in place, then it's
Holy
definitely
shit, he looks
doable.
like a brick
And I can
shithouse.
honestly
Look
say
at
that
those
if you're
fucking
already
arms.
accustomed to being vegan, it would be a very easy transition. It was a little tough for me because I had to go off of
Was
meat
the
for a while,
oldest
which is
movie
something
I've
that I'm
ever
used to.
seen?
Anyhow, you're tuned into the internet's leading performance, nutrition, and fat loss channel. There are new videos every single Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday at 7 a.m. Pacific time, and of course, really cool challenges that I do
I don't
from time
know.
to time.
That's a
I
good
like
question.
to self-experiment. I like to be the one that tests out new
Defo
diets.
has a
because
few
no better
protein
way
shakes
to
he
test
does.
them out and really prove
It was
that they
only a
work
2-week
than by
experience. He's
doing
not
them
vegan at all.
publicly
Well, that's
on
not
video.
helpful.
All right, so let's
Is there
go ahead and
anyone
talk a
who
little bit about this
does vegan
challenge
keto
first, because
permanently?
those of you that didn't follow my vegan keto challenge, you may not be aware of what I actually
If it's just
was
a
doing.
challenge.
You see, I'm always hit left, right, and center with people saying that the keto diet is like the most anti-vegan diet that could ever exist. And the reality is, I wanted to prove the fact that while you are doing a ketogenic diet, you can implement vegan principles that actually end up being really, really effective. So long story short, I decided that I wanted to do this challenge where for 2 weeks I was gonna go vegan keto and I was gonna document it and I was gonna share a lot of my story. So let me just kind of walk you through what happened. The first couple of days, it was pretty difficult. It was a big adjustment. I would say that having to get used to eating not only a stricter ketogenic diet, but keeping meat out of the equation was really, really tough. And here's why.
You should have tried vegan first and then done keto.
When you go on a ketogenic diet,
that would have been
your
much
fats,
easier.
But you also have a good amount of protein. So food volume, although not that much, is still more than what you would get on a vegan keto diet. Let me give you an example. On vegan keto, there was no meat. So I was solely dependent on like basically fiber and fat, which means that the overall food volume was significantly less.
It gives me joy.
So my stomach,
me from
the distensibility side of things, was still like, whoa, man,
I'm so
like,
glad
you need
to
to
hear
eat.
that.
Like,
that's
so
what
I
we're
was
here
hungry.
for.
And like first 2 days in, if it wasn't for just consistently drinking Sun Warrior protein shakes,
he's great.
I probably would have had a really, really tough time. But even then, it was difficult. Okay,
that makes something I'm willing to try.
48 hours into it, something
that'd be
happened.
awesome.
About 48 hours in, I ended up like,
if you do
really
give it a go, we have a channel in the Discord, and I would be absolutely interested to see how you go.
Keto, that wasn't vegan.
100%.
Like I would usually have moderate ketone levels, like I might be at a 1.5 or so. But what I found is when I went on vegan keto, within 2 days I was already at 3 millimoles. Like I was registering high levels of ketones. So I started feeling really good after a couple of days. So here's what was really interesting, and when it comes from like a food addiction standpoint, this is where I felt like I had the most improvement. Okay, it started happening in like days 2 and 3. So I've always struggled with a little bit of food addiction. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, if you're an addictive personality, it can be tough. Like I get addicted to working out, I get addicted to eating, I get addicted to work, I get addicted to all kinds of things.
So you're saying that
sometimes you just have to channel it.
It's better that they had a happy life
I was so accustomed to
rather
having
than a
to
cruel
constantly
life.
balance like proteins,
Well,
fats,
I would
carbs,
argue
and like
that
think of my food in these like segmented ways with this clear delineation between macronutrients. And
so,
I realized
yeah,
that even on a keto diet, I was always doing
no one else
that.
has
Protein
high
and
omega-3
fat,
fatty
protein
acids
and
and
fat,
omega-3
measuring it here, this and that. But when I was doing vegan keto, I realized that it actually gave me a lot more flexibility. You see, I knew that as long as it fit within the realm
Has
of
been raised on
the
grass
right
with no
fat
antivirus, no
content,
serious
and I
healthy
didn't have to worry about
fats.
protein. In fact, I stopped worrying about
So
protein
does like
altogether.
avocado has healthy
It was
nutritious
such a mental
fats.
reprieve. I was like, if this fits within my fat macros and it fits within my calories, I can eat it. So Amber, my wife, was making amazing, like beautiful vegan keto dishes. And like you can see some of these, I'll show them right now.
Oh, should we read the, do we read them or like, nah? Should I read them out? Oh, Running Wolf, I'm sorry to hear. Imagine a paddock of avocados. Problem is, people are being taught that animal meat is bad for you, and it's more about the way the animal is raised. I disagree. The World Health Organization has already classed like bacon and ham as a carcinogen, the same as smoking. So, I disagree. Timing yourself out, Jones. Oh my gosh. I mean, I think what we will do, because oh shit. Well, there's something when people have their mind made up, their mind is made up. Well, I don't think that it matters on how well the animal's being raised, because at the end of the day, if they're going to the same slaughterhouse, they're going to the same slaughterhouse, and they're still dying for no reason. So I think that you can't, there's no such thing as a humane death. Humane is to show kindness and benevolence, and you can't kindly kill someone who doesn't want to die for no reason. I'm talking about from a nutritious standpoint, not a moral standpoint. Well, veganism is a moral standpoint, and I'm talking about veganism. As long as I can get the same gains I'm getting from the carnivore diet, I wouldn't mind trying vegan keto. Yeah? Yeah? That's awesome. There are a couple vegan bodybuilders. I can just bring them up and I can drop some links. the first one I'll drop is Torre. This guy, oh wait, how do I show you? Yeah. This guy, he was raised vegetarian and he's been vegan for 23 years. He's kind of ripped. Just a little bit. I think he totally has a protein deficiency. How old does that make him? I don't know, that's a good question. I hear on that, it's a moral issue to eat animals. You try not to think about it 100%. I mean, at the end of the day, the animals don't just walk into the slaughterhouse. It's much, much worse than that. There's a great documentary about how much animal displacement and environmental concerns are generated from Beyond Meat products. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? You don't have to have these fake meats. These fake meats are mostly targeted at people who have meat so that they then try something different, like the fake meat. So me, I'm not a massive fan of the fake meats. I'm quite happy with the wheat gluten, which you make from flour, and I really like my whole foods, to be honest. So you don't at all have to have these expensive like products like Beyond and V2 and all that. 100%. What else? I was about to say something else. Can't remember. What was I gonna say? Oh no, it's gone now. Who else? I'm trying to think of who else. Oh, pardon me. Probably Nimai and Bianca. They're a cute couple. That's Bianca. I don't know how long she's been vegan for, but she's been vegan for a while. Yo, Josie,
my mate became vegan not too long ago. She has really changed, very different than I've seen her before. He, I'm funny.
Ah, that's good. That's all those plant chemicals affecting your memory? Nah, not really. I'm actually healthier than I was when I wasn't vegan. I was not healthy when I wasn't vegan, and I'm definitely healthier now. So I get my bloods done as well every like 6 months, and they've all come back clear and great. So we're playing Far Cry tonight. Veggie Delights meats is on par with regular meat prices. Humans are creatures of habit. Those meat substitutes can help a lot of people transition. Yes, 100%. I definitely agree with that. Where's Nimai? Is he tagged? Surely. This is Nimai. Hey, Fudge. If it loads. Yeah, this is Nimai.
Here we go, now one. Nothing wrong with me. Two, nothing wrong with me. Three, nothing wrong with me. Four, nothing wrong with me. One, something's got to give. Two, something's got to give.
The only plot matter I use is weed. Our government is actually thinking of implementing rules about vegan products not being allowed to use meat names anymore. I heard about that, and I think that's incredibly interesting. Because does that mean that we're going to change the name of hot dogs because people might think there's dog in them? Does that mean we need to change the name of baby oil because they might be made out of the oil from babies? Just, you know, it's kind of it's a bit sussy. Hey, Mick. Hey, Fudge. Oh, what's his name? The guy from Game Changes. The guy who lifts. Can't remember his name. But I do recommend Earthling Ed. Earthling Ed is just fucking amazing. Like, I literally can't. I can't say anything more. This dude is like the best. He has a lot of videos on his YouTube that are incredibly educational. Yeah. Pretty much. I don't know if you guys do want to watch anything from him at all. If you would like to, we can. Maybe we could watch the video where he went vegan himself. Why he went vegan himself. Oh, actually, hold on. I think there was... Where's the video? That I was talking about before about the antibiotics. I don't know where it went. I'm down. I haven't played any Dying Light games. I just say your fits are fucking fantastic and I feel so inspired. Gotta get me some floral fits. I actually really want to get more. I only have, well, the ones I've worn so far. So I guess that's kind of a lot. Oh dear. Where's his... Is it in Reels or is it in Surge? Maybe it's on Surge. You like his uni debates? They are good. They are good. Gonna start the day? No worries, but have a great day. Hey, Harper, how are you? It looks scary. Okay, what we'll do, I'm gonna bring up a new window. We'll pick which... I'll get you guys to pick. Which video would you like?
I just want to start by saying...
Which video would you like to watch? Which one? Hey, Zach. Which one? I'm letting all of you pick. Hey, Mohammed. Hey, Athena. How are you? First vid, second row. This one?
Every animal who we farm is eventually killed in a slaughterhouse. Does that constitute cruelty in your eyes or not?
That definitely constitutes cruelty. I'm going vegan.
Hi Ideen, my name's Ed. It's a pleasure to meet you.
I haven't seen
Thank
this
you so much
one.
for sitting down with me. I have a banner.
We're just gonna watch this and then we're gonna jump into a
Why
game.
aren't you vegan yet?
I just enjoy trying a variety of food, and I feel like being vegan would take away a large variety and a lot of options for me. Yeah.
Does the enjoyment of a food justify what happens to produce the food?
Definitely not. I don't think the practices in America are definitely like out of pocket 100%. I'm not pro any of that.
I think Ed calms my soul. It's so true.
Can you describe what that would
Hey
be?
Zeros,
Obviously,
how are you?
it's a not a particularly unique thing to be against factory farming. I think most people are, because it is objectively really horrible. But what about, like, you said good practices, or like maybe taken care of well? What would that look like?
I would say, like, if animals were raised with care. I mean, like, the factory farming is obviously terrible. So I would say if, like, animals were raised with care, they have the like right space to live and everything. They live out their lives, and then, you know, they get consumed one day. But that's just how, like, the world works, right? You know, not the world, but like the circle of life.
What does the circle of life mean? Because I guess the circle of life is really that, you know, we're born and we die. That's the circle, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the circle of life and the fact that death is inevitable doesn't necessarily, I don't
Very
believe anyway,
fermented
provide
veg.
justification for us to take life
Sometimes.
arbitrarily or without a necessity.
Not really, though.
The necessity is to feed human beings, right?
But does it have to be done with animal products? For you and I, because obviously the question is why aren't
That's
you
true.
vegan?
That's true. I feel like it's like a opinion thing. I feel like for some people, like, originally, like, human beings were hunter-gatherers, right? They survived off of consuming other animals. So in that sense, I feel like it is justified if we were to have good practices and go about it the proper way.
So obviously with hunter-gatherers, that was a huge part of our history.
Yeah.
And that was
My
important
favorite
because
You have to work today?
the
I hope you have a
animals
good
at
day
that
at
time
work.
allowed us to survive and allowed us to continue until we are where we are today. But it was a necessity back then. And this is the thing about wild animals. Other animals do hunt and eat other animals, but they do so because they have to. You know, a lion eats a gazelle because, well, they have to, but also they don't have the moral agency that we have. They don't have the ability to be able to rationalize the impact of their choices. We shouldn't hold ourselves to the same standard as wild animals. Is that something you would agree with or disagree with?
I would agree with that. But at the same time, human beings are more intelligent for a reason, right? And this is how it works. Like, more intelligent species consume other lower intelligent species. Like, that works within animals, it works within us. We're just another form of animals.
Sure. But is that not equal might makes right? Because we can, therefore we are allowed to. Do you think that's true?
I feel like that's getting into a little bit of, like, political thinking, right?
Well, I guess because you're saying that the reason it's okay for us to harm other animals and then consume them is because we are intellectually more dominant and because we are physically more dominant. But that subscribes to the idea that might makes right, the idea that because we can do something we're therefore justified to. But do you think that, so that's one question, does might make right, but also does intelligence define worth of life? Or not define worth of life, but should someone be allowed to be harmed by someone else simply because the person harming them is more intelligent than they are?
That's scary.
Man, you're right, bro.
All right.
No, that's true. I agree with that. I don't know. Honestly, the only reason I still eat meat is because it tastes good. And I'm not against, like, veganism. I am totally supporting. I don't even consume red meat anymore. It's just, like, poultry and that kind of stuff. Even I know, like, the factory farming is, like, it's a shit show. Yeah.
Why don't you consume red meat, if you don't mind me asking?
It's, like, carcinogenic. It's like, I heard it's bad for you. Yeah.
Is it bad for the animals as well? The animals who were killed for it? It's a bit of a strange question.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey,
they died.
Yes, they're
So
my
we
real
talked
eyes.
about, earlier we talked about giving animals a good life. So I'd like to come back to that because with factory farming we agree it's wrong. So I guess what we acknowledge, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but do we acknowledge that reducing animal suffering is preferable?
Oh, definitely. I feel like most people would agree with that statement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, me too. And most people do seem to, which is obviously good because the opposite would be kind of terrifying if people are like, no, we shouldn't try to reduce suffering. Anyway, so we agree that factory farming is wrong, and we agree it's wrong because of the practices.
Wait, Yeah, but he has accepting ideas. Yes, equality is nice and care and compassion, but the things he asks are possibly trying to incite a conflicting opinion. What do you mean? Is killing animals bad for them? Who asked that? Well, it's true. Like, because it's like you have to start from square one so that people can see where we're coming from, if that makes sense. Because the answer is yes, but some people will think as long as they're killed in the right way, then no. But it all comes back to that. The way he said, might is right and intelligence means you can do this and that. Yeah, most people don't see it that way anyway. Well, but what the other guy said was that because we're more intelligent than a cow, that means we can do what we want to the cow. And then Ed said, well, that's not really fair, because if you have that mindset of might is right, then if you're more intelligent than a person, that could be really dangerous. And he's saying, oh, you know, that's a fair point. I don't agree with that. And now they're moving on to the next part of the discussion. Yeah, or a cat. Yeah.
Which cause suffering, the confinement, the mutilations and such. So that's bad. So then you and I...
A mighty roast potato is better than a gnocchi any day? Or a protected species. Yeah, there you go. Just thinking out loud. If that's it. Of course, of course. We welcome friendly discussions here. I think the only good argument for eating animals is because it might be more naturally beneficial to our health, mainly because our ancestors developed on animals over time. Meat might actually be better for our bodies at a genetic level. I don't know if I would agree with that though, because we also because we were opportunistic hunters, yeah. But when if we look at the Roman gladiators, they actually ate a majority plant-based diet, and majority of the world, as we were progressing into civilization, majority of us actually ate plants because meat was for the rich people. So I don't know about that. Biomagnification? Protein can be found in other sources besides meat, but also in meat it's more so that diet thing makes sense to a point. Aztecs loved eating humans. Should we keep doing that? Yeah. Hey Sasha. Walter, thank you for the follow. Plants tend to have protective factors to stop them being eaten. Animals don't really have that. That's why it's technically healthy. We have 4 teeth for eating meat. The rest are for grinding plant matter. Oak! Hi Ketchup, how are you?
are at the same point, and then we start coming down this road together, agreeing with each other, and then there's a
I
point
am
where
vegan.
you stop.
I've been vegan for 4
and
years.
You stop at currently you stop at the good
potatoes
practices
are
bit,
delicious,
and I keep going to the no farming of animals at all bit, the veganism bit. So the reason why I don't stop here is for a couple
thank you
of
so much
reasons.
for the
Firstly,
sub. Thank you, welcome. Thank you,
At
thank
what point
you.
do we then say that they've had enough of a good life? Because we're saying, you know, this is fine because the animals are happy, but at a certain point we have to say enough happiness for you. You know, you can't be any more happy. You know, you've had your fill of happiness. When do we make that decision?
But I could also counter that question with how do you know if the animals are being happy? You know, the animals don't really have a lot of intelligence.
Is that dog over there happy?
I'm sure we don't eat dogs, man. Come on.
Yeah.
It's a bit different. With chickens, they have a lifespan. I don't know how long their lifespan is, but it's not as long as humans, right?
No.
So,
I mean, as someone who owns, so he just mentioned chickens, right? I, for one, I have birds, right? And they're essentially chickens. Do you know? They have wings and they have beaks. So, to me, when people be like, oh no, I don't eat blah, 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 I just eat chicken. I'm just like, oh my God, you eat my babies. So they were a very, very big reason as to actually why I went vegan, because Tessa's 5, so I got Tessa before I actually went vegan. So yeah, I just kind of had to look at myself and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Yeah, so it's really interesting. Trying to reduce meat consists only having seafood and a bit of chicken, yeah. But that's good. Reducing is good. I think reducing to the point of like becoming vegan or plant-based or whichever you decide to call it, I think that's great. I think that if you're on the journey, then that's amazing. Because that is the end goal. The main thing I don't like about vegan substitutes is they're often carb-based rather than protein. Yeah, it might taste good, but I need to hit my macros too. Yeah, well, that's the thing, right, Z? We don't need to have the vegan substitutes. We can have things like whole food plant-based, or we can also just have things like wheat gluten, which is essentially just protein from wheat. It costs a lot less because you can just make it from normal flour, and it's got a really, really high protein count, but I don't have it off the top of my head. I just know that it's essentially a superfood for vegans for protein. Yeah. And tempeh is really good as well. Cut out beef entirely? There you go. What if everyone in the world abstained from meat? Do you think a vegan world would have any shortfall or consequences? I think I don't know. I don't really know. All I do know is that a lot of we wouldn't need as much land to be used, because most of the land, like most of the Amazon rainforest, right? Most of it is being destroyed to farm soy. And the soy, about 2/3 of soy goes to feed livestock, mostly cows. We do like there's a shortfall for the way we eat now. Yeah, there you go. So I would say that essentially we would only need to keep the 1/3 that we're using at the moment for humans, and then we can rewild the rest of the world. Like, that's just cows. So I don't know if that makes sense. Hey, Milius. Thank you for the leg, Xeris. And when you're celiac, wheat gluten isn't the best. What about tempeh? I'm not too sure. But I'd be happy to look into it for you later. And I also highly recommend this amazing challenge. It's called Challenge 22. I'm actually a mentor with them, and we help people eat vegan for 22 days. And if you decide to continue, if you don't, it's completely up to you. But it's like you get someone essentially holding your hand the whole time. And if you have any questions, we'd like to answer them for you. If you have any nutritional questions, we have nutritionists that can help, and it's free. So yeah, I recommend that. Yeah. Going back to napping, no worries. Hey, Chris. They say Disneyland is the happiest place on earth. Well, apparently one's never stood next to you. Just saying, I don't feel sorry for the chickens. It's just genetic karma. They used to be velociraptors. Yeah, but we have literally overbred them. Like, we have bred them so much that they literally, like, have you guys seen what chickens actually look like? Like, meat chickens actually look like? They don't look like the chicken you're probably thinking about. They are way too big. They can't walk. They get broken legs. They get fed so much. They grow so quickly that their bodies can't keep up with it. It's really sad. Earthling Ed has a really good video for that question. Oh, I should probably check that out then after. Aw, Chris. 6 a.m. you have to go. No worries, Wolf. I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a really good day. Yeah, it's really sad. Hi, Uta, how are you? I went vegan for a week. During a snowstorm, it was hard. Yeah, they even die from heart attacks. Our genetic karma is probs rock bottom after this era. Yeah, the way that they're raised. Yeah, factory farming. Yeah, just like low-key farming them in general, though. Like they said, like you can, like what he's talking about now is that you can raise them, but at the end of the day, you have to be like, okay, that's enough happiness for you now. I'm gonna kill you, just because it tastes good. Hey, Sha, how are you?
Does it have to be for them to deserve moral consideration?
I'll just go back a little bit.
I don't know how long their lifespan is, but it's not as long as humans, right?
No. So does it have to be for them to deserve moral consideration? Does it have to be a long life?
No, but I feel like also they can't express their happiness and like they can't express their contentment, and it's a bit different, right? They don't have feelings in the same way we do.
How do you know that?
I don't know that.
See you running
specifically, but what we can look at is behavioral aspects and attributes. Like for the dog, the dog's a very convenient example for me because the dog's right there, right? So that, and that dog's been having, yeah, the dog is beautiful and having a lovely time. All those scratches. So it's a convenient example, but it does illustrate the point, which is that animals, non-human animals, are different to us. But there are certain behavioral things, such as the way they vocalize things, the way that they act. You know, we can see pain and suffering in the way that animals act, but you can also see contentment and pleasure as well. So we may not recognize it in the same way that we do because they are different to us, but they have the basic components that create emotion. A brain, a nervous system, all of these things that we have and the things that create emotion within us, they also possess. We're kind of saying that it's okay to do these things to animals because we don't have the ability to empathize with them as easily as we do with humans.
I think that's true.
But does that mean that we're justified in harming them? I mean,
Hi,
we recognize they feel
how are
pain.
you?
We recognize that they can suffer.
Yeah. I don't think you got me in a tight spot here, because I'm not for animal cruelty in any way, right? But I am.
I think this is the boat that most people are sitting in.
You say you're not for animal cruelty, but to eat meat, an animal has to go into a slaughterhouse.
Coffee, let's go,
eggs, of
Snow.
course, they're not physically killed for dairy and eggs, but they do.
May I ask what we're watching? We're watching some Earthling Ed. We're watching a video of on Earthling Ed because before I was eating gnocchi and then we put on Gaz, our Vanguard vegan, and we watched him make some bao buns, and then I had some questions about veganism, and I thought that one of the easiest ways to, I guess, explain, I guess, a little bit more, because I mean I can talk about it, but I'm a lot less snappy, I guess, than like Ed here. He's been doing it for a very long time, and I think he brings up some good points that I potentially would miss. So we're watching some. Well, this is the first video we're watching of him. A lot of the people in these interviews are incredibly stupid. It must be frustrating for vegans. I don't know how he does it. Like, it's really incredible. Like, he's got views for both. Like, he knows what they're talking about as well. It's really, really incredible. He's a walking vegan encyclopedia. That's so true. It's so true. Okay.
Of course, they're not physically killed for dairy and eggs, but they do also end up in a slaughterhouse because at a certain point their production declines. So it's not profitable to keep them alive, and then they can be sold for meat. So every animal who we farm is eventually killed in a slaughterhouse. Does that constitute cruelty in your eyes or not?
That definitely constitutes cruelty. I'm going vegan.
Okay, so here we were at the top. We disagree with factory farming. We come along, and you stopped here. And you stopped here because you felt the animals were given a good life. And even if that is true, they still have to go to a slaughterhouse at a certain point. So then we have to come down a bit further. So if we think that the reduction of animal suffering is morally preferable, then the best way to reduce animal suffering to its fullest extent is to not exploit them in any capacity, is to not take them to any slaughterhouse or take their life in any way needlessly, which is why veganism becomes the morally preferable choice, because it's the fullest reduction of suffering that we can achieve for the animals who we farm. What do you think about that?
No, that's true. No, that's definitely true. I feel like taking away slaughterhouses and everything is definitely the most moral thing we could do for animals. But also that takes away a huge source of food for the human race. It's like we're not just taking away meat, we're taking away dairy, eggs, anything that's produced by an animal, which also like has like clothes and everything.
Yeah, it does. That's right.
That's like I mean, you're really well versed in this.
Thank you. I appreciate
No, you're really well spoken, honestly.
I appreciate that. That's very kind. You said about
He's a nice bloke. He's really nice.
You said about the food thing. And you said it takes away a large amount of food. And I would counter that and say that actually the production of animal products takes away a lot of food. That sounds strange, but the animals who we farm are fed something. And for the majority of them, because they're factory farmed, that means they're fed grains and they're fed soy and corn and stuff like that. And it's not to say that we want to eat what animals eat. We don't want to eat their diets. That wouldn't be so good. But the land that is currently used to produce feed for them is huge. So in the US, for example, just under half of all the landmass of the contiguous US states, so that's all the states except for Alaska and Hawaii, is used to produce animal food. Only 4% of the entire landmass of the US is used to produce food directly for human consumption. So we have this huge problem where 20% of land in the US is used to produce just beef, 20%, and yet it only provides us 3% of our calories. Now, if we repurpose land, we could produce so much more food. And I'm going to give you one more stat. I don't want to be too science heavy with it because it's a bit tedious, but a piece of research was done that said that if we took all of the land that's currently used to grow food for animals, so just the feed for animals, we could grow enough food to feed another 350 million people. So actually, whilst we may think that we're removing food, we're actually creating the opportunity to produce more food than we currently do.
That's crazy.
So it's crazy. And it's just another symptom of this broken system that we currently exist in when it comes to agriculture.
Yeah. I think a lot of it has to do with just the way people are raised and like...
Absolutely.
Wow. Hey, Barry. We're watching an Earthling Ed video. What does feeling... Wait. Feeling unwanted? What? Are you okay? Hey, Just, how are you? This is really interesting.
The culture that people were brought up with, like, eating animals has been around for probably as long as humans have been around.
Well, yeah, more or less,
Yeah,
we
more
could
or
say.
less, but yeah, like, it's gonna be hard to, like, you can convince me, but it's gonna be hard to convince like 7 billion people. Or not, I don't know how many vegans there are, minus that, but
yeah, not as many as we need, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But the point is, the reason I'm here today is to convince people like yourself and to have conversations with people, because I believe that we have a lot of power, more than we realize.
Do I stream VR? I don't have a VR headset.
Subsidies, by legislation and such, which makes it hard for us to think that we can combat it through our consumer choices. But it is a consumer-driven industry, supply and demand and all these different aspects. And so we actually have a lot of power every single day.
Studying that stuff.
Yeah, right. It's true, right?
Consumer
choice. And ultimately, what we have to decide every single day is, do we want to contribute to a system that increases suffering or reduces suffering? And that's the choice that we have. What would your answer to that be? Reduce or increase?
I would like to reduce suffering for everyone.
And how can we do that when it comes to food?
Go vegan.
So will you?
Yes, maybe slowly.
Really?
Okay.
Well, that's good though.
I think it'll be a process. I think it's gonna be hard to go cold turkey.
Yeah, straight away.
So let me make it simpler for you. The prospect of going vegan is daunting because we take our current position in life and we say, I've got to change all of this, and then for the rest of my life I'm going to be living this specific way. That's psychologically terrifying. So what we have to do is simplify it right down. And the way to do that is think of foods that you currently enjoy eating. It could be pastas, curries, stir fries, tacos, nachos, burritos, burgers, pies. It could be anything, whatever you enjoy eating. There's a lot of delicious foods there. And you just have to take out the non-vegan components and replace them with something vegan. So for me, spaghetti bolognese used to be one of my favorite foods. Still is, because I just take out the beef mince and replace it with soya mince or lentils or something else instead. So we're not reinventing the wheel, we're just merely changing little components of it, and that's a way to simplify it down. And then you do it day by day, meal by meal. Instead of going, from this moment on, I'm going to be vegan for the rest of my life, you say, my next meal is going to be a vegan meal. My next meal after that is going to be a vegan meal. And then you do it meal by meal by meal by meal, and eventually you no longer want to eat animal products. But you haven't got there by giving yourself this huge ultimatum. You've got there by just taking it day by day by day, until eventually you reach the point where you go, well, why would I want to kill an animal when I don't have to? So just simplify it down, do it day by day, meal by meal, and just replace the components of your favorite dishes with vegan stuff instead. And I think that's the way to go.
Definitely.
What do you think about that?
That's a great way to do it. Yeah, actually, I didn't even think about that. Is your cameraman vegan?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, right on, bro.
You wouldn't be hired if he wasn't.
I know.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Is your cameraman vegan? Yeah, he wouldn't be hired if he wasn't. That's really funny. That's so funny. I can't wait for GTV to come. Oh, 3 vegans in chat right now. This man is actually 5 head. Straight up. He wouldn't be hired. I do wonder how many people would eat me if they had to kill and butcher the animals and stuff. Yeah, that's a really good point. I feel like significantly a lot less amount. Hey Mohammed, how are you?
But we weren't born vegan. And this is an important point, and maybe we'll end this. We weren't born vegan, but we had to ask ourselves a series of questions. And one of them is related to what you said at the beginning, that we enjoy how these foods taste. And one of the questions I asked myself is, what has higher value, taste or life? So let me ask you that question.
Yeah.
What has higher value, our taste buds or the life of an animal?
Well, that's like a hard question to answer, you know, like you're asking me to choose whether like a life or like something that's temporary, you know, like a taste bud. One way to look at it is like we're only
that's literally like what's more important, like someone's whole life or a 5-minute meal. 5 minutes of going, that was nice. Or someone's whole life, everything they've ever known, opening their eyes for the first time, breathing air, seeing the world. 5 minutes. Because it tastes good. That's really good.
For what, like 80 to 100 years, right? And the Earth's been around for much longer than that. So why would you limit yourself to a certain amount of flavors when there's like exponential amount of flavors to try?
Because someone has to suffer and have their life taken from them for some of the flavors we're talking about.
It's not someone.
Are animals not someone's?
No, I feel like
someone.
They're animals.
But you by yourself said earlier that we're animals as well.
We are, but now we're back to that whole thing.
Well, what are, if an animal isn't a someone, what are they?
Hey, Blue.
You refer to animals as someone? Okay.
I do. I feel like that, like when I look at like my dogs or when I look at Tessa, Leo, and Lenny, I can see that there's someone in there. I can see they have their own individual personalities. They have their own perks. Leo hates carrots. Like he'll attack the shit out of a carrot. Bonnie loves carrots. As soon as we open the fridge, she's right next to us because she wants to go and eat a carrot. Lenny, she loves head scratches. She loves like fluffing up her feathers for them. And Tessa likes to sit and just watch. And she likes to say, "Where's Leo?" And it's really cute, and then laugh. And they all have their very individual personalities. And I definitely see that. And I see them as someone. There's someone in there kind of thing. Like, yeah. If a baby is breastfed, does that mean they're not vegan? No, like from human breastfeeding or cow breastfeeding? I assume human breastfeeding. Then that would be vegan because if it's consensual, it's vegan. Yeah, from human. It would be vegan because it's consensual. Human cheese as an option. I mean, 100%. If you want to go down that route, I mean, why don't we? Why don't we have human yogurt, human cheese? It's the same. It's breast milk. It's exactly the same. Once you see how much love a cow can have for its calf or its herd or people around it, you'll never want to buy it again. That's very true. I've actually met some cows and they're beautiful, beautiful gentle giants. Yeah, they're very maternal animals. So like in the dairy industry. So cows have to be pregnant to produce milk, like humans essentially. And then when they give birth, the cow gets taken away from them because the baby cow can't have the milk because that's, that's going to be for humans kind of thing. And then the cow either gets killed straight away or is raised for veal so they can make a bit more money off of them. And then the same thing happens to the mom again. When she stops producing milk, she gets pregnant again, and the cycle just continues. And if she has a girl, then the girl, the baby, it becomes the same as the mom. And when they don't produce milk as much anymore, or just at all, or they fall down because they can't walk very well because of their big udders, they get sent to the slaughterhouse. So yeah, so it's very sad. There's lots of beautiful, there's actually a sanctuary that rescued a dairy, a mom, and she was pregnant at the time, and she'd had multiple babies, and they'd all gotten taken away from her. And they realized she was pregnant, and they were like, oh, okay, we'll keep an eye on you. And then one day they were like, oh, I think she's given birth, but they didn't really know because the cow had actually hidden the calf from them, in long grass, at the back of the paddock, because she thought that the baby was going to be taken away from her again. It's really sad. Really, really sad. This argument that they are making now is something that I covered in Ethics Thoroughly. The argument tends to revolve around the concept of sentience. And once you go there, it's hard to argue that animals don't deserve the same rights humans have. Essentially, animals, the same rights as in the right to live. I think that's the only right. Really. I mean, I don't see cows driving cars anytime soon. But yeah, I think the right to live and to be free of control of others, I guess. Things in their best interest. Did I just hear human cheese? Thanks for providing this educational discussion. I know it can be tiring, but how do you feel about adding the vegan tag to your stream? Wait, is there a vegan tag? Wait, is there actually? Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. I just added it. I literally didn't know that was a thing. Thank you, Fox. How would we come about this human cheese? Well, some people produce milk, and sometimes they overproduce milk. I assume that a lot of human milk actually ends up down the sink. So I mean, if you really wanted to, you could probably make cheese out of that, or you could just, I don't know, have some sort of cashew cheese. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just thinking, do you know, the same way cow's cheese is made, because that's what it is. Cow milk is from a boob. It's from a breast. It is breast milk. It's for a baby cow. It's what it is. That's just what it is. Did you know cows have best friends? I did know that. It's actually a really sad story. One of the sanctuaries, they had two beautiful big boys that were rescued from the dairy industry as bobby calves. They were going to be sent to slaughter. But they rescued them and gave them a forever home. One of them unfortunately passed away. And the other one it was so sad. It was so sad. Because animals could go through depression. It's especially shown in birds. And yeah, so one of the cows, he was very, very sad, and it was really hard to learn about that story. And I'll say animals should be able to vote and shit. That'd be interesting. Hey, cat lady, how are you? We're talking about vegan stuff. They're so fucking pure. Animals are so innocent. They really are. They're just beautiful souls, and I feel like all they ever want is to feel love and to give love as well. I don't see any. My goats headbutt the shit out of me. Goats are fucking adorable though. Especially the ones we farm, yeah. Have you seen dolphins or apes? I mean, apart from the dolphins and the monkeys, I still think, like, do you know what I mean though? Like, to like still with the sense of moral agency, you know, what Ed was talking about before.
Why wouldn't you?
I don't know, I just never have.
Yeah.
You refer to animals as someone? Okay.
Why don't you? Or why wouldn't you?
I don't know, I just never have.
Yeah, it's strange, right?
Yeah.
But this is another thing. The way we talk about animals and the language we use is constantly degrading them. So when we say something, or we call them an it, because it's devaluing their life and their individuality. If we acknowledge that all the animals we farm are someone's who are individuals having their own subjective experiences, it becomes very hard to justify slitting their throats for a meal that lasts 15 minutes when you recognize they're an individual whose entire existence, think about this, their entire existence has been taken from them for 15 minutes of sensory pleasure on our
That's what I just said before.
It's potentially the most arbitrary things that we could possibly use to justify taking someone's entire life from them. You know, the process of what they're forced to endure, and then having their throat cut for something that we eat and then forget about almost instantly.
Yeah.
And that's why these flavors aren't more important, because we're talking about someone's existence. And that is a someone because they're an individual, a sentient, conscious being with feelings who obviously is very different to us, but in the same way that our life is valuable to us, their life is valuable to them. They fight for their lives. You know, they don't willfully walk into a slaughterhouse. They struggle and fight to get out. They're fearful and scared. And we force them into these environments that we can put them between two slices of bread and call it a sandwich. I don't know. I'm getting emotional, but I think that's a travesty. I really do. Yeah. What do you think?
No, squishy Ed.
Yeah, you got me, bro. No, that's true. I can't even argue with that.
Yeah, I know.
No, you can't. It's hard to argue with that.
I don't normally get emotional, but I just think that it's such a severe thing that we do, and it's for something that's so irrelevant in the grand scheme of what we can achieve as humans. We want a better world, a world without suffering. Well, one of the best ways we can reduce suffering is by changing what's on our plates, you know, and that can be a good stepping stone to addressing other issues as well, of course. It doesn't end there, but it's a great way to start.
Definitely.
All right.
Yeah, I think so too.
Cool. All right.
Holy shit.
Oh shit.
That was great.
Oh
Thank you, my friends.
shit.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, thank you. It's very kind. He is the man. If you're interested over there, are they still there? Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have flyers. We have a campaign against Tyson food.
And they're a vegan organization, so they can help you.
Against Tyson too.
Okay, but actually, just a brief thing to mention. Okay, you say you're against factory farming. This is the last point. But what you have to recognize is that over 99.9% of the animal products in this country come from factory farms. So when we buy these products, that's according to the USDA. When we buy these products, we're directly supporting an industry that we know to be terrible.
99.9% of the animals farmed in America are from factory farms.
That's crazy. Is it like that worldwide?
More or less. Well, in developed nations. And in nations that are developing, who are becoming more economically sufficient, and their agriculture is getting that case there.
Yeah.
You know, the number of animals that we're killing is increasing, not decreasing, unfortunately. But hopefully we can curb that.
Are the number of animals produced increasing as well?
We're at 80 billion land animals, and we kill somewhere between 0.8 and 2.3 trillion marine animals. Yeah, that's fish. So it's a staggering
literally
number.
mind
Shocking.
I
blowing.
didn't even think about fish. Oh my god.
I know. Yeah. They count as well.
I apologize for all meat eaters and all non-vegans.
We get there. I the same ones. So that's cool.
My man.
All right, take it easy.
Let me get you guys on social.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, social. Let's go. Oh dear me. I was gladly able to learn who non-human animals are doing community activities on educational farm for children at the beginning of my journey. Wow, that's wait, like a sanctuary. Yeah. Wow. Oh. What? Wait, am I back? Am I back? Or did it just... Uh-oh. 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 Is the stream gone? Is stream gone? I can't. I can't. There's no internet. Yeah, I know. Yeah. B. Yeah, my modem just dropped out completely. So I didn't just get banned, lol. I literally I saw that as that happened.